You know, we probably, that last couple of minutes, we probably could have live streamed.
What a great idea.
And we're like, hey, Ryan's like, start the damn show.
Yeah. We were like getting too into it. Gary was like breaking his fucking webcam or something beforehand. So we're just talking shit about everything. Then we just started getting into it. So
webcam. This is a Canon. Okay. It's not a webcam.
I use a webcam. I don't have a million subs. All right. So.
Gary's whole studio. Okay. Like, he has a boom mic operator and just producer back there.
Yeah.
He literally dragged Garrett along on this trip with him.
I did. He's on his way home, by the way. Drive safely, Garrett. So we are at the penultimate episode of House of the Dragon, season 2, episode 7. Anybody get the title yet? Because I always drop those after the episode. It's probably, I don't know.
The Trials.
The bronze bitch.
Spicy Targaryens.
Dragon Seeds, maybe? Could that be the title of this one?
I think they did that already, didn't they? No? Maybe?
I don't know.
What do you think, chat? Hell, how's it going? So, yeah, a pretty good episode. Kind of a slow beginning. Really like the ending. But overall, I liked it. But I guess we could start with the controversy from, by the way, hello, Mahler. Ryan Kinnell, and Frankie. We're just getting you see their names right there. You know these guys. EFAP one side, Friday Night Tights the other. Let's fucking go. Yeah, the controversy from last week was the lesbian kiss between Rhaenyra and Viserys, who I thoroughly dislike as a character. Okay, I'm just at the point where I don't like her.
Yeah, it won't be long before we can complain about that. Scene 2, like we can get into it.
But the lesbian kiss aspect, I think we talked about it on the last show, dude. Like, this is normal for Game of Thrones. It's who she made out with. It's like that particular character makes no fucking sense, and they have to make it make sense
in that moment. Yeah,
in that moment.
I saw a surprising number of people. I'm tired of this gay shit in Game of Thrones. I'm like,
bro, did you watch season 1?
You must have been tired a decade ago too, I suppose.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
season 1 was 2 dudes. I have a much bigger problem with that, you know.
Remember Renly?
Yeah, does anybody remember Renly and why he died and all that stuff? But anyway, yeah, that's carried over. But I just think I think the actress who plays her is terrible. And I think she is given way too much weight, and she's there for exposition. And especially in this episode, we'll get to it. She's telling Rhaenyra things that Rhaenyra should already fucking know, like flat out. Like, we didn't need that. There's a couple of scenes we just didn't need. I don't know why we had Alicent just waiting in the water. By the way, old Game of Thrones, she would have been naked. She wasn't naked in this one. Okay, let's just call that out for what it is. But
yeah, are we ever going to get to see her tits? That's really the question.
Like, so sorry, probably
we were robbed. I think we're robbed. But no, like there's a particular scene, like Rhaenyra should know all this stuff. She shouldn't need to talk to anybody. I know they want to give her a confidant. Well, there's other characters they could have done this with, or maybe they could have cast Viserys better to make her a little more creepy, like Alice Rivers, who's good in this. She's good and creepy in this show. You kind of do the same thing for Viserys, and she's just, I'm going to talk monotone with this accent all the time and barely show any emotion and whatever. And
they did fix her accent between seasons, so they did listen to that. Maybe they'll listen to more.
Yeah, they just drop it altogether.
But even though Gary's literally spent the first 5 minutes bitching about this entire episode, like,
that's what I don't like.
Holy fuck, Vermithor!
That was awesome.
We got our actual like Jurassic Park scene. Motherfuckers get stomped.
It's so funny because it started out bad and then got worse and worse and worse and worse. It was like, oh jeez.
Well, we were waiting for a second, right? We're like, they're not just gonna have them like jump on, and right now it's like, no. And you said there's got to be a red shirt here, and well,
and the guy who has one eye up here and one eye down here, like,
Ryan Gosling,
like walks up, and like I was thinking the same thing to myself. I'm like, how are they gonna like because when he stepped forward, I'm like, well, this guy's going to fail. So how are they going to have like the bravery to go forward and try again after all that? But
Well,
Right,
it
was
seems
a
silly
massive-
the idea that it would be a lineup. It's like, all right, next one up, next one. Yep. Oh, damn. All right, next one up. Like it didn't seem like it would just be that like a clean lineup of people going one after the other.
Yeah. And now we know why we got all those random sequences with random people throughout the first couple episodes.
Well, actually, I said it was when we watched it. It kind of works against it. It's like no way we're believing that anyone without a backstory is getting on one of these dragons. Like it's obvious. I think the show will be like, well, yeah, but and it's like, yeah, no, I get it.
I think they did something really cool with what was the name of the first guy who got him?
Hugh.
Yeah, where they like kind of held on the shot for a really, really, really long time. I thought that was actually pretty good because it was making me wonder: are you gonna surprise us to see actually like is something unexpected gonna happen here, right? Like is he gonna fail? You're kind of setting us up to believe he's gonna succeed, and then maybe he gets eaten. But I thought that was kind of cool.
Well, I mean, they did a good job of making that scene kind of a horror scene. To be honest with you,
yeah.
They actually did. Well, this I think it was directed by the same guy who did last week's, right, chap? Well directed episode, very well directed episode. So let's get into it, and we'll get to the dragons. Jace is an iPad kid. Jace
that
was
a
good in this
fucking awesome
episode.
scene. That was a fucking awesome scene.
Yeah, I like it.
Yep. So they've done Jace right, and we'll get to it. They framed it one way, and then he threw it right back in his mom's face. The shit she was doing to her own dad. I thought that was pretty good. Where do you want to? Oh, I got to share it, Mahler. You were waiting for me. Sorry.
I don't know what you mean.
Hey, we're this is the show we're reviewing, House of the Dragon. We like it. We like it.
Mm-hmm.
Give it a thumbs up.
Thumbs up so far. So it starts out with a lot of people have been complaining about Daemon and Harrenhal. It's starting to feel like Herschel's farm a little bit. That's what people are saying.
What? Wait, Herschel's farm from The
Fucking
Walking
hell.
Dead.
Walking Dead, yeah.
Yeah,
Season
really?
2, bro. Yeah.
Wow.
So,
Okay.
There are some people that are getting frustrated with it. I'm enjoying the Daemon stuff, and especially because as someone who's read the books, it's like, what are you going to do with Daemon? And I kind of like the journey that they're fucking putting him on.
yeah, because they don't explain any of this. So like what's happening to Alicent, what's happening to Rhaenyra, what's happening to Daemon are not things they flesh out at all in the books. They
nothing.
just because the books are basically this person is here at this time. That's a lot of the description you get. That's it. And then they're there for a certain time and they don't give you any details. Like there's a strange woman, Alice Rivers. We don't know how old she is. But she seems to have some sway over certain men. That was it. She's a witch. She was.
She's definitely a witch. Somebody said Luigi's Mansion. The Daemon's in Luigi's Mansion.
Give him a little vacuum machine.
That would be good. Simon Strong is like your random helper that you go into that room to get fucking advice from. Yeah. Bro,
one of the toads.
Simon, he's a toad. Simon Strong is like just him and Daemon just need a spin-off buddy comedy.
They do.
Yeah,
He's so
really
great
do.
in this. Oh, the looks on his face in this are so fucking perfect.
Every last expression from that man is golden.
Did he even have an actual line of dialogue in this episode?
He had
a couple
procedural stuff like they've arrived,
Yeah, he goes to the door and he doesn't open it this time because he knows he's better off not opening the door when Daemon's having a nightmare or something. And he's like, "My lord, my king, the lords have arrived."
I feel like the idea of him standing outside the door as he's hearing like coming from inside as he's having like a panic attack and just kind of sitting there awkwardly.
Whereas he's hearing him have sex with his mother.
Yeah, the usual.
Yep.
He didn't know it was his mom.
That was
She was
another
pretty
controversy
hot.
the show got, yeah.
And they're also Targaryens, so
They all look the same.
Wow.
they do, especially those Valerians.
You heard me.
Let's go.
Let's go, Mahler. Let's get into
You're
the show.
supposed to have your own version up. I remember. I'm the one that finds visuals for what you're talking about, all right? You got your own script to follow.
I do.
Yeah, you're supposed to pull up the episode so that you know what to do.
Oh. He's new
I'm
to
the one
streaming, Mauler.
I can't
I
control
have
it.
explained this the past 2 times, but that's okay. We'll go through it again.
Let's go to the
Mexican
starting of the
standoff.
episode.
We'll go through it again.
Let's go to the starting of the episode.
Because we won't be in sync. So you got to have your own version so that you can smoothly run into explaining scenes, and then I
Alright.
will always support whatever you're saying with visuals.
I just
Okay.
remember what
Let
happened.
me get mine up going then. I only have one screen. I'm on the road. I'm in
So
San Diego.
we ended the last episode with basically we saw Seasmoke and Addam, and then we hear that fucking Seasmoke is seen with a rider, and Rhaenyra just takes the fuck off, hops on Cyrax, flies out of Dragonstone to find what's going on. We open this episode with this scene: them on a beach, Cyrax on one side, Seasmoke on the other. And
Still,
Rhaenyra's go ahead.
They did skip over the awkwardness of so that they're flying around. She flies toward them. She has to get close enough to be like, "Hey, not going to attack, but can we go somewhere to talk, please?" And he's like, "Sure, okay."
And Rhaenyra's like, "Hey, I'm the queen. Who the fuck are you? And why do you have a dragon?" And
That's
she
an
doesn't,
interesting one.
Well,
You know,
what makes
she
it even funnier? He's like, "Oh, the queen? Hi, yeah, I kneel to you, yeah." It's like, oh, sweet.
yeah, and he immediately is like, I'm at your service. And I feel like loyalty is a big word that's going to come up for Addam Velaryon in the future. And you do have already, you're kind of seeing throughout this episode, the talk of bastards and the stigma against bastards, how they're not trustworthy, blah, blah, blah. Well, you're about to build your army full of bastards. And it turns out that some of them are pieces of shit and some of them are fucking awesome people. Kind of like the same thing we have with all the highborn people. It's almost like that doesn't fucking matter. But she's like, "Who the fuck are you? Where you from?" He bends his knee and she's like, "How are you riding a dragon? Like, who are your parents?" And he says, "My mother was a shipwright and my father is of no consequence." Doesn't
Which I
want to
thought was
name
funny.
drop Corliss.
It's just amusing to be like, "Shipwright, yeah. So what was your father's?" He's just like, nothing. Just nothing. Don't even think about it. Like, it just doesn't even matter.
Nothing of any consequence. Just literally your hand. That's all.
You get the sense though that Seasmoke is very protective. It's like, I chose this one. He's mine. Don't fuck around with him.
Seasmoke looks fucking awesome. Cyrax is like the most boring dragon in the show at this point. But you can't tell both of them. They are like fucking pets, like right behind each other. And even when they get a little closer, they follow each other. Look at that weird ass fucking tail, too.
That tail is awesome.
Yeah.
Seasmoke is awesome as well. This is the thing. If anything, everyone agrees upon it's the dragons are fucking badass in this show.
Yep.
They have nailed it. We said it before the stream, I'll say it again. Every dragon looks unique, sounds unique, and has a unique personality, which it's like we wanted to see a bunch of fucking dragons in the show, obviously. And I think they've knocked it out of the park, like above and beyond any of like what my wildest expectations were. I'm loving what they're doing with dragons.
Yeah. This looks better than a lot of movies. A lot of movies.
Production
And
values are insane.
you could see where the 200 million went. You can with this one. So he bends the knee really quick, and she's like, "Wow, that was easy. You bent the knee really fucking quick."
Yeah.
He's like, "What? I mean, like, choice I have. Plus, I'm totally a Valerian. You'll figure it out eventually." But yeah. So she's happy. She ends up, they face each other, and she smiles. She's like, "I didn't think this was even possible. This is brilliant. Let's go. Let's fucking go."
And a little bit later on, obviously she's questioning his heritage, questioning his parentage. A little bit later on this episode, we get a fucking answer that I've been dying for. Thank God they gave it. When Corliss explains that, we're of old Valyrian blood.
Yes.
We're no dragon riders. So it has to be like, I didn't know much about your mother, but the Targaryen blood has to be in her somewhere. I fucking love that. Thank you so much for giving us that answer and not leaving that fucking ambiguous, because that's really important. Not everybody can fucking ride dragons. You have to have Targaryen blood, maybe even a drop of it, but you have to have it in your lineage.
Which is interesting because there is a character that we know nothing about from the books that becomes a dragon rider. That doesn't look like it's going to be in the show. like at all, which is really weird. And I think it's gonna piss off a lot of book readers, to be honest with you.
I think it is. I mean, to me, like replace one with another, whatever. But yeah, I do think it's going to piss people off.
Yep. It's pretty clear that that's why I'm saying I'm 99% sure that character's gone at this point, unless they bring her in later, which would be kind of lame at this point. But yes, so I'm going to move forward because I have my own screen up now, Mahler. You might have to explain it to me one more time next episode. Just want to point that out.
It'll be our last time for another whole year or so.
For a whole 2 years, but
probably more than a year. Yeah, 2 years.
Well, so we might be doing the
Night of the Seven Kingdoms. Yeah, hell yeah. Oh yeah. 6 episodes coming in first quarter of 2025.
Exactly.
Hell yeah. And that's a good story, by the way. So we have Alicent getting her wound tended, and she's feeling very sad. She's feeling cast aside because she was cast aside. She was cast aside because she's a shitty mom. And now she's just having a lot of time to think about it.
Kind of, yeah. A lot of people speculate over the reasons behind how much power she lost, right? And I've seen discussions about how it's just a patriarchal system and misogyny and all that. And it's just like, for a fact, Aemon would have kept her on the council if she was a good mother. And like he made it explicit. He was pretty much like, I kind of hate you. Like it's and there's not much to be done about it.
He calls her Alicent at one point.
Yeah.
So this season. So yeah, he's not even feeling motherly. And then she says there's, she's getting her wound tended to, and the maester says, hey, it's gonna scar. And she's like, well, everything is unclean here. And then we have a rat, Ryan.
That's fucking Laris Strong right there.
That's Laris.
All right.
I want it to be Laris.
Laris is sitting there right now. Somewhere Laris is in a closet, just like eyes up, fucking warging these rats that are learning things and like going around trying to bite Alicent's feet.
I was gonna say, I'm surprised you didn't say jerking off. It's like you've grown as a person, Ryan.
Well, maybe.
Well,
I was just about to say he was probably doing both.
Maybe he was just looking for some cheese. That's all.
Maybe it's an innocent rat looking for some cheese.
Exactly.
Not enough cats.
They need to get more cats.
Yeah.
There's not enough this guy.
Not enough rat catchers. It wasn't the cats. They fucking killed every rat catcher.
They did. So we have a One Piece actor right here. We're like, hey, we know him.
Yeah. You're in One Piece.
Yeah.
And other things.
You're also the only member of the Kingsguard that didn't lose their shit the other day.
Well, and he's also feels like he's been teleported in because there's no way we wouldn't have missed him if he was in other episodes.
This is the first time we've seen him, right?
No,
I can buy that he was in the prior episode with a helmet on.
With a helmet on, yeah.
Okay.
But I don't think it feels like he's been teleported.
I don't think he's got any
4 or something.
Yeah, I don't think he's got any real screen time or anything like any lines. I don't know. Like maybe if we go back and rewatched potentially.
What I worry about is like he's doing what I guess Graham McTavish's character was supposed to be doing or something, because it feels weird to have a guy of this age who is this close to Alicent and is a Kingsguard, which could easily have been fulfilled by the other Kingsguard. Well, I guess he was the Lord Commander.
I think he gets all the roles that Graham McTavish doesn't get, but he's a good actor. I like him.
Yeah, no, he is good. So
he's good.
What the subtext of what I'm saying is, where's Graham McTavish? What happened to him?
His character in the, should we tell him
his character
in the book dies now, not because of like some mischievous shit. He just gets fucking old and dies.
Yeah,
and that's how Kristen becomes Lord Commander.
So having him leave tells us he's coming back at some point.
Hope so.
It would be strange if he just died off screen.
Well, he's a busy actor and he's got to finish The Witcher.
Well, man,
maybe it's that, or maybe they did just want to give him kind of this I'm fucking walking away from this shit to kind of justify how fucked up what they're doing is. I'm not sure. Like to have one voice of dissent in there other than Beesbury.
Yep.
Oh my god, this guy is. Because I was just looking through his IMDb. He's the one. He's the meme. Fringy, do you remember well, you guys might as well. Do you remember in 300? He's the one who's got the sun and the sun dies.
Yes.
Do you remember? He's like, my son, and then the son dies. And it's like, oh, how sad was that? Because that was his son. I was just thinking, because it's like
Vincent Reagan.
Wouldn't have recognized him because he feels like he's a different person now. You know, like how some actors have like phases. John Cleese is one of these people. Sean Connery, kind of, where they get so old that they feel like they're in a different era. This kind of guy feels
the
like
Oldman phase. Yeah. With the gray beard.
You can get a lot of good roles as a gray beard, though. You see, especially in shows like this, for sure. They're fighting for him. Graham McTavish needs to fire his agent for putting him in The Witcher. But he was one of the best things in it.
Prioritize this over The Witcher,
right? Then we have Iron Rod. Ryan, please tell the boys why he's called Iron Rod.
Well, it's obviously because of his fucking rock hard dick.
And that's why sired a lot of children. So that's why he's called Iron Rod. He's talking to Laura Strong about some information he's gotten about a possible dragon rider that he heard from a friend of a friend of a sister of a friend of a brother of some guy on a ship.
Cousin's uncle's roommate twice removed.
Yeah.
Ultra hearsay.
And also, Aemond is punishing the Kingsguard who failed and let that riot happen. That's also going on in the meantime.
And remember, he probably hates them anyway.
Yeah, so
brother's friend.
Remove them, get rid of them.
Yeah.
So, like, what exactly was I thought they were going to get beheaded. They were stripped of their clothes.
Like the wall, right?
Were they banished?
Were they?
I think they said that. Yeah.
I missed that part. So sent to the wall. That would make sense.
There's a line where he's like, "Is it the stock or is it the sword or the wall or some shit?" Right?
Yeah.
I can find out, but I'd have to play it, so you'd have to take it down for a second, or at least you could do it on your end, I guess. But
I'll find it.
Yeah,
it's just because I would say it's always going to make more sense to send people to the wall. To be honest with you, it just depends on how angry you are.
Well, typically what happens is you sentence people to death. And in Westeros, when you sentence them to death, they can say, hey, I'll fucking go to the wall. And they don't die. They get to go to the wall. Typically is how a lot of it works anyway.
Typically. So
the red sowing.
Yes, it's called the red sowing. Yes.
Red sowing. The sowing of the dragon seeds.
So they're sent off, and Laura says, some whispers are best left in the wind after he finds out, like, it's not very good information. But you could also say there's an alternate motive that,
why would I help him?
Why would I help this fucker?
So.
And why would I help Aemond?
Just turn off the tap of information to Aemond in general.
Yep.
They are being sent to the wall, by the way.
Okay.
All right.
Then we have the council scene on Dragonstone.
This was annoying.
This was really annoying.
Very annoying. Yeah.
This was the most annoying scene.
It's almost like they did it on purpose because we have all of these very important characters of the Black Council saying, hey, what the fuck is going on? And they're all like kind of panicky and confused. It's like, oh, the queen's okay, but she's not coming here. It's like, what the hell? And then it just cuts to her having a fucking conversation with this dumbass.
I like that Celtigar is basically just now drinking himself to death. He's so
deliberate that there's got to be something that they're doing with this, of the discontent on the council.
I fucking hope so, because Celtigar, something that bothers me about, I've seen different people's analysis of these videos. A lot of people say like he's Bartimus is like arrogant and talks all the time, thinks himself so important, has no idea, blah blah. I'm just like, I don't know. I don't think he's actually spoken out of turn ever. I think everything he said has been on point, and I actually understand him fucking drinking himself to death at this point.
I think he spoke out of turn last episode.
I disagree.
Not that he was wrong. Not that he was wrong necessarily, but the way that he was talking about it, the way he was hyping himself up about it, and the fact that he was doing it in a public setting, I think that was out of turn.
The problem is that nothing is being done. Like, if he doesn't do it, you probably argue like there's got to be a proper channel, but it's like that's the problem. This is such an unconventional council. The fact that like she got a hand last episode, what the hell?
Well, and just that she tends to disappear without telling anybody what she's doing.
Yes,
the idea that they should treat her as well as it almost feels like we do have a scene or two missing addressing shit like that, being like, you're not being very considerate of the people who are trying to get you onto that throne.
And it seems like it's something that's kind of being made a point of in the show that you got to offer people something, right? Like there's almost this expectation, oh, people just do what we say because we're in charge. But then now they're starting to meet the harsh reality of, well, you know, like you can't expect people to essentially just do you favors for nothing.
Well, Celtigar, yeah, House of Old Valeria, you know, not dragon riders again. One of the few vassals of Dragonstone, which doesn't have a lot of lords, doesn't have a lot of men. So, yeah, he's fucking frustrated at this point because now you're handing out nuclear weapons to like Mexico and Guatemala and no offense, Mexico, just making a point here. But yeah, like that's what you're doing at this point. So you would probably want to be at this council and at least like lead up to, hey guys, there's a dragon rider. He's not highborn. Okay. But he's with us, and you might want to explain that a little bit. And she doesn't. She doesn't even show up to this council.
That's kind of where I'm at. Like as much as they may be acting out of turn somewhat, it's like she's been acting significantly out of turn, and she doesn't have anyone to account for that. Like the best she gets is her son being like, "What the hell are you doing?" And then she's like, "Oh, I'm queen." So, which is not very satisfying. And to what Fringy just said, like, yeah, this could very well be the show setting up that there's going to be consequences for this shit.
Yeah, but I mean, I hope so because it feels like it's something that has to be acknowledged. Because the reason why anybody would be getting mad at her is because they have their own personal interests or interests related to their group that have basically just been completely ignored. And it feels like we've had occasional instances of recognizing that the Targaryens aren't doing much for the people who are doing them favors, or they're not like taking it as seriously as they should.
You okay, Gary?
No, somebody said something really fucking funny in the chat. Sorry, I should. Somebody went to Home Depot to find Dragon Lords. That's terrible. That's absolutely terrible. Let's go on. So we have the council meeting, and Rhaenyra's not there.
So they need to know, like, hey, fucking, we've been told that Seasmoke is being ridden by some fucking low piece of shit, right? He's not a lord. They're not a Targaryen. Like, what are they doing? Blah, blah, blah. We need to talk about this. And everyone's like, well, we'll wait for the queen to get here. And they're like, well, queen says she's not coming. And they're like, what the fuck?
What?
Yeah. Jace is the one who asks, where is the queen, right?
Mm-hmm. He's got a lot on his mind.
And she's here. Of all places, she's here.
Dude, it seriously is every scene. It's where she shows up. It's like, here we go.
It would have made more sense if she was like on the toilet or something. That like than this scene. Like anything but this scene. Okay.
Just reading the newspaper.
Reading the newspaper, had too many tacos last night. I don't know. Like this makes no sense.
At this point, she's actually like, the only council I care about is you, which is actually fucking lame.
It's
beyond nuts right there.
Exactly. She just made him hand. How is he not the most important person to tell about this?
Well, yeah, and you know he's sussing out the situation. They go, you have to do something, and we have to wait for the queen on this one. This is kind of a big decision. Well, she's not coming.
And if you talk to Corlys a little more, maybe you would have fucking realized that this is this motherfucker's son.
Yeah.
Maybe you might be privy to that detail if you had gone with him to talk to him.
So what makes it absolutely worse is Viserys tells Rhaenyra things she already knows. She studied. She wasn't like the best student. She wasn't paying attention when she was a cupbearer, but she would know this stuff because she knows Valyrian. So she would know her histories, and she would know about dragon seeds and dragon blood. And it's ridiculous that she's telling her stuff she should know.
So Rhaenyra has been focused on tracking the lineage of these different intermarriages that have happened throughout the course of Targaryen history to try to determine who can have dragon blood. And Viserys is like, well, you're looking in the wrong place because like I can tell you, I've seen it with my own eyes. There's fucking dozens and dozens of Targaryen bastards running and have been running all around for the past 100 years, ever since your ancestors came here.
On Dragonstone.
Yeah,
on Dragonstone, which is a little odd because they got the dragon seeds, a lot of them from King's Landing, which we'll talk about.
Yeah.
But I seem to recall a lot of them coming from Dragonstone. Maybe
I don't know if all of them were or not,
Yeah.
but Dragonstone also feels different in HBO land
than it does
in real life. And I think they're kind of just trapped by that in general because that's how it was established in Game of Thrones.
Yeah, because there's in the books, there's a population on Dragonstone, like people live there. Yeah.
Exactly.
Small folk.
But I don't know if they're implying, and I think this is what the show's implying, that Rhaenyra, as someone who's highborn, as someone who's fucking queen, whatever, didn't even think of the possibility of letting someone who wasn't of noble birth. It's one thing to not have a Targaryen. It's another thing to not even have someone who's of noble birth ride these fucking dragons and what that might mean. And that's what Masari is suggesting she go to find out.
Yeah.
Because she now has literally just witnessed somebody who is saying they're of low birth, a dragon choosing them.
Yeah.
Which is a first, right? I can't think of any time where they've mentioned a dragon choosing a person.
Certainly never seen it in the shows before. Either.
Certainly haven't seen it in the shows.
I don't think we've ever heard of anything specifically like that in the book either. But as we find out later this episode, there are multiple different ways to claim a dragon.
Yes.
But
one choosing you is new. I don't necessarily have a problem with it. It just was it just came out of nowhere because that's not how it happened in the book, which has unreliable narrators. So I don't like it. So
I think it's because Seasmoke is fucking racist and thinks this is Rhaenyra. That's all I'm saying.
Maybe.
I'm waiting to find out if Rhaenyra is alive, by the way.
Yeah. Is Rhaenyra
I don't know
alive?
if they're ever going to talk about it.
I hope they do. Because I was fine with how that turned out. And they leave it open in the book. Like that certainly could have happened. Because again, unreliable narrators. So I was fine with it happening. If he comes back at some point, I think even to die, I think that'd be fine. And that would make more sense. Just like Graham McTavish coming back. I kind of hope that happens. We'll see. All right. So here, let me catch up with you. Masari's there to give her advice and exposition and in her monotone. And then we see Lord Corlys. Lord Corlys with his son, Addam. So, and he basically says, "Hey, good job. Good job, boy."
It's pretty awkward. It's not a lot. He clearly thought he might say more that he just sort of doesn't. He's like, all right, anyway, bye.
Yeah, it does feel like, okay, what is this conversation? And he's like, well, I'm going to talk to the brother that I actually fucking like and respect and see if he wants to become a dragon rider. That's really what Corlys just did.
Yep. He's like, you were not the one I would have chosen to be the dragon rider, but you are, so good job. Because that's the son that wanted to go to art school, right? That's pretty much it. And he became the dragon rider. So yeah, he takes off, and then we're back in the Riverlands.
Look at little Oscar Tully.
Fucking Oscar Tully was good in this, by the way.
Oh yeah,
it was really good. Yes. So finally, we have a River Lord going to try to fix Daemon's mess a little bit. Daemon's still in Harrenhal, everyone, by the way. And he's still tripping balls. But things kind of come together, but not in the way that he expected. So we were asking, or while we were watching this, did Oscar Tully, was he playing dumb earlier when he was talking to Daemon in the earlier in the season? And the answer to that question is clearly yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
Clearly yes. This kid
really
knew
cool.
Really way more. This kid has been trained and he knows what's up, and he was ready.
Remember, he said he was raised by Simon Strong. In that previous scene that we knew him from, he said Simon Strong was like filled in a lot of ways where his dad couldn't, right? Because his dad died. It makes me wonder how much Simon knows.
Well, I mean, it feels like an indication, if it wasn't clear enough, it's like, dude, he's savvy. Like, he's a smart guy.
Well, and do you remember when he starts talking to him in the way that's completely fucking different than usual? Daemon does look over to Simon, like, what the fuck is this?
And Simon's like, oh, fuck.
Oh, shit.
Oh, fuck.
Because, yeah, he's changed his demeanor. He's a lot stronger this time around.
So essentially, Oscar comes because Grover Tully has finally fucking died. And
No word on Elmo.
yeah, Bert, Elmo, Ernie, Snuffleupagus, they're all on their ways out too.
Yeah.
But now he's there, and Daemon's like, hey, you ready to fucking give me your armies and all that shit? And he's like, you weren't very interested to talk to me like a couple weeks ago. He's like, well, yeah, that's because you didn't matter back then. But now you do.
I love that.
Like Daemon's just straight up, and this is Daemon's a learning. Every episode's a learning episode for Daemon, but this is a episode for Daemon to learn. He has completely misjudged everyone because he thinks so little of anyone that doesn't have fucking Targaryen blood.
Yes.
And thinks he can just get whatever he wants, however he wants, and he can't. And Oscar Tully, after saying, hey, what are you going to do? Whose side are you fucking on? You're not going to give me your armies like you pledged? And they said, listen, we swore an oath to King Viserys, who named his daughter Rhaenyra. So bottom line, she and the king consort can have our armies as long as I can convince them to actually follow me. Because this is a kid who's just become Lord. In the Riverlands in a pretty fucked up time where some of their houses are feuding with each other. The others aren't happy with the things that have been going down. So can this kid get all of the lords together and get them to go fight for Daemon and Rhaenyra?
I want to hone in on that as well, that he calls him King Consort in the meeting that they have privately, but in front of all of these people, he calls him Prince.
Yes. And it's as Mahler pointed out when we were watching it, there's a lot of nuance in this. He's calling
Daemon's
out
power levels are getting shrunk in this scene.
Well, he's learning to become king, right? So we've seen Viserys, who it turns out was a pretty good king. Got a lot of shit, had a lot of people scheming. They were worried about a lot of stuff, and none of these people were king, and understood that I have to deal with a lot of people fucking scheming, backstabbing, and it's just about how much of the peace I can keep, how much I can hold this together. That's what being king is. It fucking sucks. It's terrible, and you got to swallow your pride a lot as a king. Even Robert Baratheon had to do that. He hated being king. He was drunk all the time, and he just wanted, why can't you guys just fucking get along and shut up? And things were actually fine when Robert was around, and Horn. Yeah.
Because part of the impression I got in this scene was Daemon wants to brute force basically everything, and his whole arc has just been realizing how much he cannot do that. And this scene was a big helping of that. I got the impression that the second he even thought in any way, shape, or form of threatening Oscar, everyone around him, you got a strong atmosphere of like, you don't want to make that move. And he sort of was like, yeah, okay. Just like this, we'll try a different route. We'll try your way. And quickly realizing, yeah, I know what I've got to do, and I'll get it done. Because that is who Daemon is, ultimately. Yep. And it just feels like he's finally started to fully understand the rules of this area, so to speak, and what he needs to do to be able to rule it, if he wants to, right? Fairly, properly. And
the Riverlands are some of the worst, like, to be a Lord Paramount over, period. Because you have the Brackens and the Blackwoods fighting all the time. You have Freys who are just fucking weird. It's a tough place to rule. A lot of old god shit going on there.
Well, yeah, sorry. One of the things I appreciated was Willem is like, hey, I just did what my king told me to do. And Oscar is like, yeah, and you could have chosen not to do it, but you did it. Because you wanted to do it. And I was like, ooh, yes. That's interesting.
Got him.
Yeah.
And he did.
No denying that.
Because the whole scene is just him gaining power very quickly and gaining the respect of everybody there. At the beginning, they're just like, oh, who are you? Like what? Why do you think that you're in any position to like be a leader? And then by the end of the scene, they're all like, hey, look, guys, he's doing a pretty good job here.
Yep.
Which is cool.
Same set again. It's such a gorgeous one.
Yeah.
Right in front of the fucking Yearwood.
Right in front of the heart tree. Yep. Which is
Daemon gets his pee slapped in this.
He does. It's so good. But
he does and he doesn't in the like he does in the sense of this is Oscar and the rest of them try to say like, look, just do it this way and everything will go way better, not your way. And he's like, and he has to get used to being like, fine, I'll do it that way, which is now going to be my way, sort of thing. Like in Daemon's own version, Simon's spending the whole scene worrying about if he's going to go off.
Help you scene. Help me help you. It's going to be hard, but this is how it's going to have to go because I know these people, right? And with Blackwood, he sentenced him to death, and Daemon's got to do it.
He does it quick too.
Yeah.
This mind your tongue, boy. Just the reaction from everyone,
like
what? Bro.
They're not ready to pull swords. Like,
well,
you know what I mean?
I think David quickly realizing, like, wait, they could all kill me. Never mind. Yep. It's fine.
Crack seas, where you at?
Definitely don't want to push it. This was absolutely the acknowledgement of like, you have no idea who I am.
And then this is where he's like, I'm trying to help you. You got to roll with this, dude. You got to roll with the insults. You got to roll.
The fucking look on Daemon's face, though, when Grover's like, listen, we swore an oath. We're men of our word. We're men of honor. We're men of tradition. We swore an oath to King Viserys and an oath to, Queen Rhaenyra. Even though we fucking hate this piece of shit, this asshole Daemon, he's trash. He came in here, did some fucked up shit.
Punk ass bitch.
Regardless of whoever the vessels they are, we are duty bound to honor this oath. And Daemon's like, who is this motherfucker talking to me like this? And Simon Strong's like, please don't kill me.
The glances he's giving throughout the whole scene.
So good.
And what is Simon Strong wearing? Where did he get these fucking royal pajamas from? Like, what the fuck?
Like as long as he's comfy.
At the Royal Pajama Store in King's Landing. We went shopping. So yes, and then we mentioned you did those atrocities because you wanted to, and now Daemon learns that he has to kill him, and he's like, oh fuck.
Well, it's kind of interesting, right? It's like I'm the reason that you're just gonna have to die now, but that's it. You gotta die now,
and you did it on my orders, and I'm being a total asshole right now, but I need my army.
Off with his head.
Off with his head. And Matt Smith has just such a great look on his face, like just of horror and like, I fucking hate this place.
You could tell with this scene, he is so fucking done with this place. Got a black goat as well, which symbolically speaking is probably not a good omen.
No.
And then look who it is.
Yep. He's back.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm fine, absolutely, with the dialogue. Every last thing you could say, I'll appreciate because he's such a fucking awesome actor, and I obviously love the character. But I actually think if Daemon had sat next to him and he, without even a word, offered the crown, and that was the scene, I feel like we'd get everything that they're going for with this moment.
Yeah. Instead, I mean, they say it.
But, they say it all, yeah.
Yeah. Which is fine. I'm gonna sneeze. Excuse me.
I mean, the reason you can get away with it at least somewhat is because it is Daemon's head. So having, Viserys saying it to him is meaningful in and of itself. And,
exactly. And in that state that he's in, that right before it gets really bad, but he's looking like dead, basically.
Yeah.
Holding the crown, the heavy crown, saying, "You sure you want to be king? You sure you like this job? Are you?"
And to have that happen right after what happened just now, just realizing how difficult it is that even what Daemon wants?
It's looking like it's not. That thing he wanted all his life is not that great. And an interesting transition of scene is from, ghost of dead Viserys or ghost of Viserys looking really ill and fucked up, right, to his son looking really fucked up.
Yeah.
Trying to go for a walk across the room with the maester, and his cane snaps and he's just in horrible pain. and the Maester is doing it alone. And apparently, we hear a knock on the door, and it's Lars Strong, and he is ordering this to happen to get him back on his damn feet and get him moving because he's in terrible danger as a king. And also Lars Strong wants to keep his power. So
yeah, I think that has more to do with it than him giving a two fucks about Aegon. It's because now Aemon's in power and he can't control and manipulate Aemon. So he needs to get Aegon healthy in secret. And the juxtaposition between this scene of Viserys at the end of his life, all fucking, half his face fucked up and all this, to immediately go to Aegon in the same room, laying in the same fucking bed, completely fucked up, is also nice. Yes.
Nice touch. So Lars says, hey, you got to take it easy, but he's got to be back up in a couple hours. He's got to do it again. And the Maester's like, he's spent. It's like he doesn't have, and Lars says he does not have time to rest. And neither does Lars Strong, by the way. So if Aemon is on your, if you're on Aemon's bad side, that's probably not a good thing right now.
Yeah, he's trying to get him up and running as fast as possible, which, I mean, it's curious. You'd think, I don't know, I don't know what Aemon's current point of view is on the state of Aegon, right? In terms of if he is going to try and kill him or not, or if he's keeping an eye on him in general. In any case, it seems like Lars has full control, so to speak.
Mm-hmm. I don't think he feels like he can kill him. I don't think he feels like he could be that fucking bold at this point. He had the opportunity. He took the opportunity where he had some plausible deniability. Because at this point, really, Aemon should already be looked at as a kinslayer. But I feel like there's a lot of people that are making kind of excuses. Well, the dragons, what happened in it? Okay. If this happens now, he's fucking done. And reputation wise, still, he would still have Vhagar. He could still fucking wear the crown, but there'd probably be a lot of people out to get him out of the position. But obviously, Larys doesn't want Aemon knowing that Aegon might be getting better quicker than he thinks, or else he might try to accelerate some sort of plans.
Yep. Absolutely. And then we have Alan with Corlys, and Corlys gives him a mission. We need some ships. We need some trusted swords for something the queen wants to do. That's basically it.
I mean, he does try to offer.
Well, sorry, yeah, right? He does. So he's all, he's all, the queen has found a dragon rider, and it's your bro. You want to do it? And he's like, no, I'm of Salton Sea, like my dad.
He doesn't realize just how good of a decision that was, probably.
Yeah, that was a very good decision. And later on, he meets up with Viserys, by the way, which is interesting. So he says no, and then we're off to the Vale of Arryn, where the kids are off to go see to Pentos.
They're
right?
off to the gay abandon.
Gay abandon, yes,
they are. Yeah, which is what Rhaenyra did last episode. But I feel like this scene, obviously, it does send them off, which what they're sending the two kids to is going to be really fucking interesting to see how they work this out.
Yep.
But also it's an excuse for Rhaena to have a little moment where she goes and looks at some burnt sheep and shit. You're like,
well, the only assumption anyone can make is she's going to go and try and find herself a dragon, and she'll probably be successful. I'm amused by how she abandons her whole family. It's just like, bye, I'm off to get a dragon. But I mean, they kind of, okay, well, you know.
Well, I guess I wasn't, I didn't interpret it as she's literally just fucking leaving. I think she was probably planning to fucking catch back up with them or whatever. But I think she wanted to wait until Jane Aaron wasn't fucking watching to fucking go pursue this dragon that's randomly supposed to be up there.
It's just that, there's a risk of death, which she's fully aware of. And
yeah.
Even if she's successful, it might take some time, and she's just wandered off,
I want to see the failed dragon attempts from Rhaena. Obviously, we can't see every time somebody's trying to do this shit, but because we've now seen a couple very unsuccessful dragon mountings. I kind of want to see how she did in those and how she escaped death. And was it like, I don't think every dragon thing goes as disastrous as we've seen some of these happen. My guess is people with like pure Targaryen blood don't have the same response that maybe we've seen from some of these other guys.
If it were me, I'd be like, I'll probably try, but like I want just a place where I can drop off immediately if it tries to burn me, so I can survive. Okay, because they never seem to entertain that really. It's just, but I'd want it. I'd be like, can we get some flame retardant blankets so I can wrap up in?
That's right.
A fire extinguisher.
But yeah, she just kind of takes off.
Off she goes on a little adventure to find a dragon.
She doesn't find a dragon. She's gonna have some explaining to do.
Mm-hmm.
Big explaining to do. So we're Alicent and Sir Garp. I'm just calling Garp.
They're camping.
Yeah, they're camping. And they are where are they again? They went to the
Kingswood.
The Kingswood. Okay.
Yeah. Alicent's having a moment. She's
she doesn't know what the fuck to do. Yeah.
Yeah.
This is
next
like a
time,
divorcee.
I have a recommendation for her next time is to get naked.
Yeah, exactly. This is like a divorcee going off on a yoga retreat or something like that. You know.
Well, you can tell. It's funny. Garp is like, so are we nearly done? Are we, like how much longer? And she's like, oh, we're not done yet. He's like,
no, I have to swim in the really fucking cold water with my gown on. So.
You probably know he probably knew she was doing that. Was just like, oh, come on, like what's wasting my time.
He's like, hey, do you want to add another Kingsguard notch to that old belt?
Yeah, there you go.
He has honor. Garp is an honorable man, I'm sure.
Yes, he is.
He is. White hair, white cloak, pure.
Targaryen.
Not like fucking Kristen Cole. Black hair.
And now black pilled a little bit.
Yeah.
Based on what we saw in that trailer, which we're going to talk about because the trailer for next episode pretty interesting. So, yes, this is a Jace scene with Rhaenyra. Which is really good because he's calling out like, "Hey, are you just letting anybody ride dragons?" Calls them mongrels.
Yeah.
And
doesn't she give him a look after that, like maybe
I'd cool that off, bastard boy.
Yeah.
But then he straight up says, "So, did you know? Like, I'd get dark hair when you fucked my dad."
Mm-hmm.
Which, yeah. So, and he throws back right in her face. I mean, this is all shit that Rhaenyra did to Viserys. This is the same stuff that he's just questioning. He doesn't even do that. Like, he's a good kid. This is the he's throwing back in the face like, hey, you know what? If you let anybody ride a dragon, that could be problematic. Maseri talks about like, oh, they were talking about honor between houses. But if you do let a bastard or a low-born person, how do you guarantee their loyalty? Because for good reason, they're not fucking loyal. They're in fear of these lords and these kings. They're not loyal. They don't all love them, and they have fucking good reason to not love them. And what's going to keep them from flying the coop, going somewhere else?
He's a self-hating bastard, is what he is.
That's what he is.
He rightfully brings up, and I'm really fucking grateful we got this scene, and almost every scene that Jace is in, I really like. But
he's a good character for sure.
Yeah,
he is, and he says, "You did this to me. You are the reason everybody looks at me like this. You are the reason that when I'm supposed to be your heir, whenever you fucking die and I'm supposed to take over, why I might have to fight for my claim because of what you did." Yep. And you know what would have really helped me during that time? The fact that I could say I'm a fucking dragon rider. Is anyone really going to deny that to me? If I've got the name, I might not have the hair, there might be questions, but I fucking have a dragon and I've been around. Is that going to go as well when any old bastard can have a fucking dragon mom? And at that point, what is Rhaenyra supposed to do? They need these dragons.
Yes.
Yeah, that's basically our response is good point, but sorry.
Well, and I think deep down, Jace knows this too. Like, Jace is the one who recommended they get more dragon riders. He was part of that big idea. But now that it's come to this and he realizes who might be writing them and what it might mean, he obviously doesn't feel exactly the same way.
No. And again, great point, but you're politicking here. And he's going to deal with that. He's going to have to deal with that. But if that situation came up, that would certainly happen. Dragon Rider or not, especially if there's another one, he wouldn't be considered the heir at this point. And Rhaenyra has done nothing to strengthen her claim right now. She's still on drag. She's mostly dragonless. She has no army at all, and she's not in King's Landing. So she's still way behind on this one, which is forcing her hand to do this desperate thing. And there's a quick little scene, she's like, what if you die? He's like, you become the heir. And he's like, well, but my mom will be dead. He didn't say it, but there's a look. See, because you don't need to do that in this show. They actually will. You'll get a message across with just a look. And that was a pretty good scene. I liked it.
Yeah, it's just the realities of it, because I wasn't exactly sure where he was going with it, but then I totally bought it, especially thanks to the actor as well.
Yeah,
doing an excellent job.
And I hadn't even really occurred to me before. You know what I mean? It totally and completely makes sense, but it's not something I was sitting there pondering whether we'd get an answer to that. But then he says it's like, oh, holy shit, yeah.
And that's the thing, right? Like, there are some writers who, if they get the right offer, or maybe their families are leveraged against them, they can just as easily be against you.
And maybe that might happen.
You never know. You never know. So there's Alan with the Maseri, and they're passing around a note quite in the open through King's Landing. So this was security. Loras must be either a really shitty master of whispers, or there must be something else going on, because damn it, they go through like the emissary here from Maseri, who's I think it's Rhaenyra's it's one of her servants, right? She's just running through King's Landing with a fucking red robe on, like really bright red robe on, whispering in the ears of washerwomen and getting the word out that they need dragon seeds in King's Landing. And then we get Ulf, and they...
Well, it's what I was thinking about with all of the bastards on a boat. Like, if that word got to Aemond, even late, he could totally have flowed out with Vhagar, just burned the boat.
I know.
Like, well, there you go. Sorted.
Or planted an assassin or two on one of them. Right? So it goes pretty well. So the word gets out, and it just goes pretty well. And we get into that one pub, that tavern again. And there she is.
Oh, yeah. So when we saw the trailer, I think he was mentioned, like, we thought this was going to be a red woman, not a...
like a servant of lore. Not just,
We would say when she was passing this stuff around, it's like, you might want to wear something, more drab.
Yeah, like you're wearing something that makes people go, wow, you stand out. like
she truly does. Look at this image.
Yeah.
But a lot of the gold cloaks still are loyal to Daemon, by the way. That's been more than clear. So that's fine. And then we have this scene where they're like, hey,
there's a reason that we fucking saw these fucking guys joking around in the bar.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, finally the payoff.
They're looking for a Targaryen. That's you, buddy. Let's go. You've been getting all those rounds of drinks. And he's all, well, see, the thing is, actually, I had an injury. Whatever. It's a dragon. Okay. Well, I'm not sure about my lineage. And they're like, no, that's not going to fly. Literally. They say that's not going to go here. And they're all, come on. And they get him a round of drinks. And he's like, yeah, this is great. Shit.
And I was kind of wondering myself, I was like, is it that he doesn't know if he's descended from a Targaryen and has been lying, or is he really just that scared?
Or, it could be either or, I think.
And like that was the kind of the question I'm asking myself as they're going through this, and eventually gets pressured into doing it. He's like, I'll do it. And they're like, yeah, Ulf the Dragon Lord, which kind of a retarded thing to do in the middle of this pub, but
really loud.
Apparently every person that comes in this pub is just like loyal to Rhaenyra.
I guess so.
Open secret.
And there's no spies running around this in this particular pub, even though there's one in every whorehouse and every pub everywhere. But oh well.
Mysaria did control the whorehouse spies, I guess.
Yes, she did. But you
What I
think
mean about how much she lied when she was in that cell, of how much use she is not, but then they can bank on her being hyper useful as the time goes on, which kind of bothers me, but whatever. Because I agree that she should be useful. She was like the White Worm for however many years in King's Landing. She had like a network. It's you could buy that. That's totally in place. It's just that, it's just annoying that the characters haven't better realized how manipulative she can be.
Deus Ex Mysaria. Mysaria. I think you are right, chat. All right, so Ulf is going to go and become a dragon seed, and they pretty much this goes off without a hitch, really.
Kind of, yeah. It's surprising. Like I said, if it's very easy for this whole plan to go fucking bad.
Yeah. And Hugh hears about it, and he's talking about it with his wife. I guess his daughter's dead now.
Yeah.
Yep. So they're off. They're off to the boots. And then we have, this, like, why was this here? Like, this whole scene was just her to go and swim in a lake. I don't get it. I mean, well shot and everything, but
I don't really know what they're going to do with Alicent the rest of this series, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
Because it's just what do we truly gain from this other than things we already very much know and understand about her, is that she feels completely lost, and everything that made her who she is practically been stripped away. All the decisions she's made have been laid bare as kind of leading her to a life of nothing, of meaninglessness. So I assume this is like symbolically a rock bottom, and that from here she's going to start making some moves, doing some decisions, but I truly have no idea.
It feels like she's given up, like, completely.
Yeah.
Like, she's literally just going in the woods and camping out. It's like, I'm fucking giving up on all this. While she still does have one son, but she probably thinks that son is, better off without her, to be honest. And rightly so.
I think there is a way to bring her back in, but I can't say right now. So there you go.
Someone said a Summer's Eve commercial. Yeah, maybe.
I know.
That pussy stank.
Here we go. Back on Dragonstone. And we have the dragon seeds lining up, and they are going to try to ride a dragon. There's a bunch of them. They all took numbers. Valerian numbers.
The fucking dragon, the dragon keepers are mad.
Yeah, this is quite cool.
They quit.
I didn't see this. I didn't even think about this.
Yeah.
But yeah, it does make sense the dragon keepers would be fucking pretty upset that you're just having a bunch of randoms trying to ride these guys. The ones that they really fucking care deeply about. So deeply that they carry dragon glass daggers on them at all times, just in case a dragon happens to catch them on fire so they can kill themselves. Like they're around the dragons all the time. So they care a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, they don't like this plan. To be honest with you, nobody likes this plan other than Hugh by the time it ends.
Yes. They quit. They're like, you're bringing Andals in here? What the fuck? These are the last magic. This is the last magic from old Valyria in the sad world, he says. In the sad world.
That was a particularly interesting line. It's like it's so offensive to him. It's just like, dude, these dragons are really cool, and you're just like dragging them into your like infighting, like it's not right. Which is an interesting perspective to offer because it's so unique.
What's so cool in the background and the world building of this show is old Valyria and the little tidbits we get about like how advanced they were. I mean, they had slaves and all that stuff, but they had dragon lords. They made roads that were like paved, like perfect paved roads that are even like even 400 years later. There's nothing wrong. They're like still perfect roads that were made with either magic or dragon fire. Some of the castles, not all, were made. They're seamless stone, like they're just basically carved out of stone or molded with dragon fire, and they disappeared. They disappeared, and all their magic, all their technology gone. But they were like so far ahead of everybody. And they could have conquered the world and didn't. Had some trouble with some people. But yeah, it's really a cool aspect to this, and that there's only a few left now.
Yeah. An old world, still a part of the new, but
yeah,
for how long? I don't know. Since they get fucking burned in all of the dealing with all the royals and this stupid shit.
Mm-hmm. So they leave. So it's up to Rhaenyra to like, okay, I'm gonna call the dragon. She has a little talk. She has a little HR meeting beforehand, just going, you're gonna die. Yeah.
She's like, each and every one of you, all of you, you're here to like help put an end to this and blah, blah, blah. All right, let's see what happens.
Yeah. She basically says, like, we are here to end the war for your kin, end the starvation, end the violence. You are going to be a part of that. Sure. Probably going to die. But, you know,
I think it works on him.
It does.
It makes it seem like she really cares.
A bit of a filtering, though. Just even a personal one-on-one interview before they go in. Just be like, so who are you? And what do you do?
A little one-on-one.
Well, the thing is, right? We toss all of them at the dragons, and let's say one of them gets one, and then they're like, I'm not that fond of you. So and then she could say, well, I mean, I think I have the rightful claim. He's like, that's great. I'm gonna go. Like, I don't really care, either of you guys. Or I'll see what the greens are offering. You know what I mean? So you might want to filter out anybody who just says, I'm here for the power. You might want to be like, oh.
Well, and I wouldn't be surprised if over time, right, because of the way this entire thing was handled, where Rhaenyra basically sent 100 people to their fucking deaths and ended up getting a couple out of it. When you combine that with, maybe like down the line, if there is some things that are another indication that Rhaenyra doesn't actually care about these people, she doesn't actually care about the small folk, she was just using them for propaganda or like whatever, all this shit, like that could have some big ramifications down the line.
Yeah, I would offer
the signing bonus is a goddamn dragon and a lordship.
Yeah, that's it. Maybe some benefits too after you get the lordship and the dragon. But it like in the books, it really made it sound like, again, it wasn't super detailed, but it made it sound like, well, they had a bunch of people. It was over a period of time, and you like had one person at a time go up to the dragon, right? It wasn't just there was a group there and we'll let the dragon pick it. That's the way it made it sound like in the book to me. Anyway, they didn't do it this way. So even with death, you have a higher purpose. You're saving your families. You're saving the realm. So she does a good job of kind of, like Ryan said, sounding inspirational. Without bloodshed. Now, nobody said anything about fire. So she's going to go call the dragon.
And she specifically is like, there's one, he's the fucking second biggest dragon in the world.
And maybe the most fierce. Which is interesting.
Vermithor is the old king, Jaehaerys's.
Jaehaerys's, yes.
Hasn't been touched since then, I don't think.
No, so that's years and years and years without a rider.
Oh, this part was cool.
Dude, this part was so cool. So she calls the dragon, and there's a long moment of hearing like dirt, hearing crunching and footsteps, and then you see the shadow, and then the head comes out, and it's like, holy shit, that was great.
He looks incredible.
Yep.
He looks like a fucking old ass dinosaur. His skull looks bigger than Vhagar's skull for like somehow. Vhagar looks like that, like she has a longer kind of like neck thing, but like in a big ass, Vhagar's got that big ass wobbly fucking turkey thing.
Turkey neck.
He's got one too.
He's got one, Bill. Yeah.
He's got one too. It's not as big, but it's still pretty cool.
I'm not sure what it is as well. This one feels like he's got kind of a smug grin all the time. I don't know what it is,
dude. And the teeth are freaking
teeth.
And the teeth, they just look like a whole bunch of swords in there.
And the sounds that Vermithor is making as well.
Yes.
Sounds very unique and almost
like clicky and
clicky and almost like almost a laugh in a way.
Yeah.
Like a weird way.
Look at that. Damn. That is great.
Like a fucking alien.
Yep.
Yeah. Well,
that looks like the teeth of one of those fish you see, like at the bottom, bottom of the Marinus Trench or whatever. Like really fucking like 3,000 feet deep. The ones that you have the little light. You use the luminescence.
Oh yeah, those guys.
Oh yeah. That have like a fake light on their head to attract other fish before they snatch them up.
Yeah.
oh god, those things are terrifying.
Yes, they are. Stuff of nightmares.
This fucking image.
Anglerfish. Thank you.
Amazing.
Anglerfish.
Like this shot of fucking Vhagar behind Rhaenyra is crazy.
Vermithor, you
sorry,
dead
Vermithor.
naming
Sorry.
Jesus.
I know, terrible.
That's another great shot. Callback shot, obviously, to the fucking poster and everything else. That looks great. And everybody just shit their pants.
Look at Ulf. He's like, how is this motherfucker ever gonna get a dragon? Look at him.
Yeah.
I think they do actually have been pretty consistent on that, and I think they do a good job with how they kind of justify the two of them ended up with it. Because with this scene, it comes across to me that Hugh is basically the strongest out of everyone here in terms of his constitution with the dragon. They make sure about that. Ulf definitely not, which I think was a good choice. You didn't want to just have it be that he happens to be immune to the scares of the dragon too. The impression I got by the time he gets to Silverwing is that of, what is my fucking life? This is insane.
Like,
I give up. You've got me. I give up.
Yeah,
a really sort of apathy, and that actually proves to be very beneficial because I kind of respect that.
Silverwing was like, wait, really?
It's two completely, and we're obviously going to end it, but it's two completely different ways to win over a dragon. Two dragons that are completely fucking different.
Yeah.
Like,
no, it's cool. It's cool.
Vermithor, like,
it felt to me like two forms of not showing fear.
Yes. One is standing up defiantly, and the other one is showing deference.
An archetypal heroism, right? Like he jumped out to get his attention in order to save someone else. And I bet the dragon thought like, hey, that's pretty cool.
And the other one just said, fuck it.
Pretty much, yeah. He's just like, I kind of respect how you don't give a shit.
And now I can reassure everybody, VLC is not fucking up. That is the guy's face. It's
yes.
Yeah, like what? Where the fuck do they find this guy?
I
Does
assume
this guy have a
CG.
brain tumor? I
thought it was CG because it looks odd. It doesn't look quite like a normal deformity sort of thing.
Yeah, I mean, his face looks fucked. Like,
yeah,
they show one more like close above it, and you're like, what the hell?
Yeah,
his eyes literally are like 3 inches different.
Rhaenyra being like, I'll be in the safe spot. You guys go ahead.
Goes on the balcony to watch this. And like we all knew something was going to happen, but man, shit goes sideways quick, like real quick. And
you can't help but get somewhat of a sense of Vermithor understanding the situation, yet still be like, I'm going to kill these fucking people. You understand that, right?
You do know I'm a dragon, right? I'm kind of hungry right now.
A lot of Happy Meals.
A lot of Targaryens. Like
I haven't had sheep in a while.
Yeah.
But you guys will do.
Yep.
You get a moment where you're like, oh, is this no-name person with weird eye? Is he really going to claim this dragon?
He's too afraid. Totally. It's the key aspect they keep showing us. He's just too scared. Dragons don't like when people are scared. Oh,
God.
And
you know what? At least he probably died quickly. The amount of fire that just came out all at once.
Yeah, he got vaporized.
Like the way I expected this to go when they did this was like one person would go up, he was about to get fucking eaten or killed or something, and then Vermithor would kind of just like reset and look at everybody else, and then one of the other ones would come up. I wasn't expecting this.
No, people ran. And then Vermithor fires off again, and it kills some of the guards.
All the guards.
Dude, and he knocks several people off with his head. It just fucking hits people off the edge.
So you didn't get burned alive, but you just got knocked, knocked off, couple 100 feet to your death. Yeah. Oh,
that's probably one of the most straightforward ways of seeing where the fire comes from. That shot.
2 things in there. and their fucking cheeks.
Yeah,
I think
there's two glands that.
I think that's how it's done with like most dragon
Yeah.
fiction. To be honest with you, oof. Yeah, rough. And Hugh stays pretty strong throughout this compared to a lot of them. He's like compared to Screaming, you know.
He's like running, right? But
Yeah, he's definitely afraid, but like he has the most balls out of everybody here.
he's also trying to help people kind of along the way and stuff. There's all the guards that were holding them in to not
Yeah,
let them run
shot,
away. Look at that, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just like, jeez.
That one guy got chomped on and then dropped. He's like, "Help me!" There's the big gull, and there's a dude in there. Yeah.
Yeah, I wasn't quite expecting a scene like this. I thought it was going to be a bit more, for lack of a better term, mundane. I thought it was going to be one. But no, this, like I said, just turns into a fucking horror scene. Everyone's just screaming, crying, running, and there's blood and guts, and he's just eating and burning everyone. Yeah.
He's reveling in it. Like he's having a good time.
Yeah. He's like, "Thanks, Rhaenyra. You're awesome."
He spends so long staring at this one dude.
I know. He's like, I have so many choices. Do I make him a little more well done, or do I just take a medium rare? You know,
Help me.
I know. Help me.
Help me.
You never want to be staring down the throat of a dragon.
No. And it's great. Like at some points, the mouth is gaping open, and you see the fire welling up in the throat, like before it takes off. Sometimes, Vermithor holds back. It's really cool. Yeah, nom nom nom. That's what he's doing. And she's like, "Fuck." And there's a shot of Viserys, which could really
Viserys
help
looks
her character.
frightened and disturbed. Yeah.
Really disturbed and frightened by this, and like that is not cool.
This scene is thoroughly enjoyable. However, if I were on her council, if I were Miss Viserys, whatever, if I were any of these people, I'd be like, "What the fuck was this? What was this plan? Did you know this would happen? Did you know they would just feed all of these people to the dragon and hope one of them would climb on? You don't even know who it is." I'd be like, "This is an insane idea." Which I'm hoping we get next episode, maybe, from some people.
This is Rhaenyra. So, like, people are still going to paint her as good. She just led a bunch of motherfucking people to her death to get a couple of dragons.
Well, and they got blocked
quote
off from
unquote.
escape, and then it got blasted,
Yeah.
and it killed a bunch of them and the guards.
Yeah.
And for the record, I can buy her character doing it. I'm just saying, I hope that, you have some people, including Corlys, just straight up say, "This was insane," just FYI.
So Hugh gets away and Ulf gets away. Ulf
runs down like a tunnel,
grabs a torch and bolts. And Hugh is running and he sees another woman like hiding behind a rock, and he tries to help her.
It's quite neat actually, right? Because Vermithor eats someone who's on fire. It's so awesome.
He's just chomping on him. There's
I wish I could play this for longer. I know.
This is one guy screaming, and then just he gets his head chomped, and it's done. Done. It's so good. And dragons do like their food cooked. They do like their food cooked. So yeah, he's chomping away. So Hugh,
they're basically like they get kind of caught there in the middle, and there was a shot right there where he fucking goes down to chomp them, and they dodge out of the way.
Well, Hugh pushes the lady, pushes her out of the way.
Yeah. Right here.
Yeah, saved her.
Yep.
And then saves her again because Vermithor's about to eat her, and he decides to get the attention of it. Because he's a good man.
Yeah, and he's really portrayed differently in the show than in the book. Quite differently.
I think we can still get the same ending, though.
Yeah, I think we can, too.
I think they've actually set a lot of it up where there's potential for that.
Yep. And I think it would be an improvement if they do that.
I love his backstory.
Yeah.
Like we forgot to say it, but we skipped right over that. We should have, because he revealed something that was fucking huge. For
Yeah. I was talking about it.
He was talking about his father. He's like, I never really knew anything about my father, but my mother. she worked in a pleasure house and she got advantages that other people didn't get because people would pay a lot more to fuck a woman with silver hair. And he says that I reminded her a lot of
her brothers.
Her
brother's sons.
Her brother's sons,
yeah.
Viserys and Daemon. This is Sarah Targaryen.
Yes.
His mother is Sarah Targaryen, who is one of 10 children that Jaehaerys had. And she she fucked around when she was young. She fucked a bunch of kids around in the stables or some shit. And she kept getting punished and punished and punished. Eventually, they tried to keep her in the tower. Nothing worked. She escaped. She went to live in Pentos or somewhere like that at a pleasure house. So, this is Sarah Targaryen.
And became powerful afterward, later on. So, because she was a Targaryen.
It's just wild that we got that reveal in here. And
dude, they mention her in season 1.
Yes.
They mention her in season 1 when all the wives are sitting around at that hunt in the Kingswood. So she gets a brief mention.
I really like this shot because they hold on it for so long that I was seriously wondering, is he going to get munched on or set on fire? It feels like we're holding on it for a really long time to potentially subvert what you would be expecting, which is that he succeeds.
It was a pretty long, I feel like after the shove away, it was a very long one shot.
Yeah.
I got the impression I got was just this is a test of zeal. How long can he maintain this show of strength? And apparently he can keep it up. He's ready for this. And I think that's perfectly suitable for Vermithor's rider as
that's a badass shot right there.
Yeah,
that's fucking awesome.
I don't know, just he looks really impressed. He's like, "Hey, nicely done, buddy."
And now you have Hugh, who is mounting his grandfather's dragon.
Yes.
That's ultimately what we're getting now.
Yep. True.
Right at the end, it feels like Vermithor's like, "I like you."
Okay, buddy.
I'll let you rub my throat thingy.
Yeah. You could put lotion on my gullet.
Battle of the Gullets.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you might have thought it was over, but then they cut to all Ulf.
This is actually exactly what as soon as I saw Ulf run down there, knowing beforehand that Ulf was going to get Silverwing and that he was going to get Vermithor, unless they did some crazy shift. I was like, I guarantee he's running to hide and he's going to run right into fucking Silverwing.
Yep.
And as cool as Vermithor looks, Silverwing looks fucking awesome in a completely different way.
So I was particularly fond of this shot upcoming. It reminds me of Aliens and shit, where they want you to see if you can spot the dragons right there, but it can sort of sink into the background.
That's a great shot, man. That is that. Oh god, the dirt.
First time we've seen this dragon. So my god, is it gorgeous?
Yep.
Right after he steps on her eggs.
I know. Whoops.
Yeah. Look.
And like I said, I think his usual normal reaction would be fear and scare, running away. But I got the full impression from him that he's just, after everything he just saw and this, he's like, okay, I'm dead. That's it. It's over. Fine. Whatever.
Even in his facial expression, as you start to hear the breathing and just the movement, as he's still facing the other way with a torch in his hand, go back. Yeah. This one, he's just like, oh, fuck. It's like, I'm done.
I'm dead,
whatever. And he just kind of throws the torch down and he's like, I give up. Basically.
Were you just referencing Jar Jar Binks?
Yes.
Oh my god, you're obsessed with the prequels. Apparently I am too.
Yeah, you're the one that picked up on it, so
that's true. But yes, I got the same impression, and I really like how they did this because he's not, from what we know about him, he's not a person that's going to be strong in front of a dragon. So you need to find a way around how it would come to pass that he would come across as a reasonable dragon rider. Good job.
Good job. By the way, I was hanging out with my nieces this weekend, and we were about to see Deadpool and Wolverine, and my niece, we were waiting to get in the movie. So she decides to tell me how much she loves Anakin Skywalker, dude. She's like, I love the prequels. They're so much better than the original trilogy.
Well,
and I'm in love with Anakin Skywalker. And I'm like, Ryan's laughing right now. But yeah. I'm like, shit. So I got to try her. I'll turn her around eventually. But
No, she's got her head on straight. She's good.
she wants to meet Hayden Christensen.
Who doesn't?
So yeah, that's what another great fucking shot.
Such a cool looking dragon.
Damn.
Yeah, Silverwing's like so much like
gosh.
like a narrower face, and longer with big ass fucking horns coming out. A different throat thing.
Yep.
Yeah, they're changing all those sliders in the dragon creation screen, whichever way they want, and I like it.
Yep.
Yeah, it's good. Like they need to have personality, and this one's just like bumping him, just bumping him a little bit till he falls down. He's like,
This realization of just we good, all right.
He's like, well, I'm not dead yet. Okay.
You never feel more alive after you think you're dead. So that was great. I thought that was well done, because I was like, man, they're kind of rushing this, I thought the Dragon Trials could be over like a couple episodes, but this one really worked for me, especially with the latter half. I think the whole episode's good, except for the fucking Viserys scenes. But it really picks up in the last like 15 minutes. It like really goes hard. So we have that, and then what's next?
Especially the way it fucking ends here,
dude. It ends.
Like, now we're back at King's Landing, and they are saying some very important things, though.
Yes, they are.
They're talking about how the high tower forces are having a little trouble getting moving.
Yep.
Like little trouble getting moving. However, in happier tidings, Prince Daeron's dragon Tessarion is finally able to take flight, and he should be like flying him soon.
That's interesting.
And as this is happening, you're hearing like a commotion outside, and a couple of people yelling, "Dragon! Dragon!" And Aemon's like, "What the fuck's going on out there?"
Yeah, who would be stupid enough to come and attack King's Landing?
Yeah, or like, what are these people yelling about? Is Vhagar flying around? Like, what the fuck does this mean? Then you look up, they're trying to ready the scorpions.
Yep.
As some crazy motherfucker is up there. Silverwing, like, I don't know what, like, obviously Ulf probably has no control or whatever, probably doesn't know what he's doing, just going on a fucking joyride. And Silverwing is out there fucking just flying around.
Flying over King's Landing.
Like crazy bitch.
And yeah.
We got so many dragons in play now. It's crazy.
We do. And
All of a
Aemon gets on a horse and goes right to Vhagar.
Which is a sick scene in of itself. Aemon's like,
yes.
I'm fucking going. And why wouldn't you, right? He should head there immediately because you got to try to protect the city. You probably think that person's there to fucking burn things to the ground. You probably don't think it's just some random who's joyriding, doesn't have complete control.
Yep.
Vhagar looks like a goddamn rock just sitting down there. Being forced
like
to move again.
Vhagar's sleeping. It's like, what's up? What?
There's so many memes you can make of this. Like, oh, my sweet boy, what's the matter? Where are we going?
Like Vhagar. Yeah, Vhagar has some granny voice.
She is a granny.
Vhagar,
yeah, she is.
Vhagar like rolling out of bed. Vhagar rolling out of bed is just like Daemon rolling out of bed after every fucking terrible dream at Harrenhal.
Yep. Yes. And they're off
we
to
skip towards. So I'm guessing Vhagar chased Silverwing somewhat and then ended up.
This is
Dragonstone.
And it's cool because you don't quite, I think, fully understand exactly what's happening here at first, but it's Aemon wants to know what the fuck is going on, so he wants to get in there. Vhagar knows, like, I go there, I die.
Yeah.
So there's no way we're going there.
Well, no, but like, you think Vhagar thinks that?
Yeah, I think Vhagar knows the state of the play right now, which is Vhagar's sight's probably going to be better than Aemon's. And remember the final shot, right? It's like a threat.
Yeah, but I think Vhagar wanted to go. I think Vhagar wanted to fucking fight.
Yeah, I thought it was the opposite.
Aemon.
Oh wait, sorry, I mixed
Yeah.
it.
Okay.
Yeah, I think I mixed it up.
Yeah, like, and Aemon is desperately like, no, Vhagar, no, flee, Vhagar, run,
yeah, absolutely flee, because there's wild dragons there, for one, that they really haven't mentioned, and then there's enough dragons there to take them on, like especially if they have riders.
Oh
even
yeah,
if they're inexperienced, but
and especially this last sequence you get now, which is like as they're turning away, you see who is there waiting. It is no longer just fucking Cyrax that they have to worry about. they at the very end, you see all the dragons that are now in the
It's a
play.
great last shot, and the balance
It's
of power has just changed completely.
It's an amazing last shot. Look at this.
Yep. Really cool, especially when they start roaring.
And as Ryan says, they all have really distinct different roars, which is so fucking cool. Yeah, and they stay on it. Like they kind of move in slow and stay on this, and it's pretty badass.
Oh, they know that
Fucking
people
cool.
are gonna love this one, this shot in particular.
Well, dude, the budget for season 3 better be like the CGI is going through the roof.
Oh yes, it is. I can promise you that it's going to cost more than $200 million for sure. And we, this is the last shot, and there's still so much to go. And Ryan and I have been kind of wondering, like, where the hell they're going to end this. And they've been fast forwarding through some stuff. They have changed the order of stuff from the book.
Let's watch this trailer.
Because
look at the fucking roars. It's so awesome.
Dude, it's so good.
But I think what they're doing, we talked about, will they shift the order? They have to shift orders. And I think we just got...
Yes, they do.
So there's a couple things now that have been confirmed. Let's just watch. Let's go through some of this trailer, I guess.
Do you want to pull that up, Gary?
I'm getting mine ready.
You
need the trailer?
Claim?
Yeah, I can pull it up. Yeah, give me a second.
Okay.
Give me just a second.
And I just saw a super chat from Sir Marhouse for $5. If Hugh's mother's brothers are Viserys and Daemon, she couldn't be Sarah. Viserys and Daemon are the sons of Balon, the bold son of Jaehaerys. Sarah would be her aunt. Well, I think it didn't say my brothers. I think it was my brother's kids. I think that's what it was.
My brother's kids.
Yeah. Yes. Sarah is the, a child of Jaehaerys.
Yeah, she said brothers' children, and she named Daemon and Viserys.
Right.
So
Sarah is a daughter of Alicent and Jaehaerys.
Yeah.
Meaning sister to Balon.
Fucking Targaryen names. Jesus.
At least Sarah is somewhat unique compared to all the other ones.
Yeah, well, it's funny when you said Sarah Targaryen, I was like, really? All right.
Yes, you're right.
Like Rhaenyra or something. This is Tessarion.
Yes.
Confirmed, apparently.
So maybe it's just from a distance. Is that what you were saying? Like maybe they haven't cast.
Ryan Condal's a goddamn liar. I'm going to say this right now.
Well, they all are.
He's pulling Kevin Feige shit. He's lying. He said that Daemon was not cast. Looks to me like Daemon is cast if you have Tessarion appearing in this last episode. There's also a couple other confirmations. Look how he's blue. He's fucking blue. Where there's also a couple other confirmations that the Northmen are going to appear in this next episode.
Yes, thank God.
Cregan Stark is going to appear in this next episode as well. Those are all things that are out there supposedly confirmed. And he fucking said Cregan Stark wasn't coming back this season. Fucking liar, Ryan Condal. But in a good way.
In a good way.
Well, okay, so we got the Lannister host here. So this, oh God, I want to say what the battle is. So we have the Lannister host coming down, and we have the Northmen.
We have the Lannister host. We have the High Towers in play. We have Tessarion. We have the Northmen. I think we're doing Battle of Honeywine and the fish feed thing.
The fish feed.
Yes.
The fish feed. Yeah.
That's what I think they're setting up.
Yeah. And that would make sense. That would actually make sense.
My speculation extends to there's loads of people and loads of dragons. I think we're going to have some kind of fight.
I can't actually play this, but we must strike while we have an advantage. And then I want to find out. You saw Otto. I didn't see Otto, but I was talking to you guys while the trailer.
No, I have suspicions and I'm worried. It was actually something I was gonna clarify with you guys, but then I thought maybe it's not worth clarifying in case it's spoilery. Yeah, well, one thing I'm curious about is where is that?
That looks. Oh, help me, chat. Hang on. no. That could be. That could be. Is that an island? No. I don't know if they're going to do the gullet.
I don't think they are.
Maiden Pool? Storm. I thought it couldn't be Storm's End.
Someone said Tumbleton.
Tumbleton?
That bitch fucking
Duskendale?
Hugh's annoying ass wife keeps talking about Tumbleton. So maybe she goes to Tumbleton and dies there. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't think it's high tide. I don't. But yeah. Well, we'll find out. I'll play a little more. Only one episode to go. Oh, I don't want the mobile game. Please don't show the mobile game.
I love the mobile game ad. You have like a super serious fucking like trailer or whatever, and then it's like, ride your own dragon here and compare them with Game of Thrones, like Game of Thrones Conquest. It's such a weird vibe.
And still in Harrenhal. I gotta like be careful, and I can't go too far ahead.
I guess
fucking
we
Warner
can't really
Brothers.
fucking watch it because it just is the trailer. So the biggest things out of this were the appearance of Tessarion. Also, this scene right fucking here.
Yes,
this is huge. Aemond saying that, hey, Helena, I need you to ride your fucking dragon. I need you to ride Dreamfire.
Where Alicent looks like she's chastising Aemond for possibly suggesting this. I was curious if this was going to be a scene where it's found out or maybe implied that those two have slept together. Maybe. What's funny though, of course, is the idea of Helena going out there with a dragon. I don't even know if that's a good idea. She's a bit of a nutcase, but maybe if you can direct her fury somewhat with what happened to Jaehaerys, right?
I think it's a strong possibility she would ride in the show.
Yes.
They're gonna fucking need it. They're kind of losing on the dragon's table right now.
This would be a massive change. To be honest, it's a massive change that I really like.
Yeah.
I would now. The question is, autistic panic attack Helena. She freaks out on the fucking ground. How's she gonna do on a dragon in a fight? Maybe not well. I don't know. But I do think that the way that they're interacting, that he's asking this of her, whatever, it is definitely going to further the ship idea that maybe Aemond has been, fucking around with Helena. He seemed interested in her for a while.
They've set it up somewhat if they go with it.
It sounded like Aegon almost never wants to have sex with her. So I don't know. Wouldn't be the craziest thing.
Here, I'll try to find that auto thing. Give me a
Please
sec.
stop spoiling shit, Ryan Kindle. What the fuck am I spoiling, you goddamn retard? What the fuck did I just spoil there? I told you, they literally said, I need you to ride Dreamfire. And I said, that would be a crazy, wild thing to change from the book, but that's looks like what they're doing.
Yeah.
They literally said it in the fucking trailer what they're about to do.
Yeah. So I
gave you a spoiler for what the book that they're not doing in the
yeah. There's something they don't do in the book that they might do here. I don't think that's necessarily a spoiler. I think that's actually good, which is great because shit, I don't know what's going to happen half the time because of they're changing a lot from the book and the unreliable narrators. So,
Gary, if you want to just share screen quick, or my end, I mean.
Sorry.
So first of all, that's Philosophy Tube. And they're holding somebody. And then there's this shot. And I was like, is that Otto's beard?
So this is the Triarchy. That's who that's
the Triarchy. And Philosophy Tube is trans, and the Triarchy captain, I'm forgetting the name right now, is trans in the book. It's very flamboyant and trans.
Don't know
there's
who
trans
this
characters
is, but I'm concerned. Okay, I'm just worried because.
Or you think that's Otto?
No,
I was gonna say, is the beard or is it not? I can't tell.
No, that's not Otto.
Okay, good.
I mean, I don't think it's supposed to be. I don't think it is, but the triarchy is very important in a big upcoming event.
Yes.
And I don't think they've done enough to set it up. But I did know that she or he or whatever the fuck was supposed to be in this season somewhere, and we haven't seen them, he, she, whatever yet. So has to be in this episode.
The three sisters, the three sisters in the triarchy are from a land that's kind of degenerate. It's kind of degenerate pirates. Yeah, slaves and all kinds of good shit.
Well, all right then.
Shit,
So
Jason Lannister.
Considered,
Yeah.
I think that everybody would have.
So California.
The whole episode leads to like a huge sort of, oh my god, look at everything is in play. This huge fight, blah blah blah. Then credits, and you'd be like, no.
Oh, yeah, we were talking about that before we went live. We're like, don't blue ball us. Don't do that. Like, that's why I think Ryan's right. Like, we're gonna get a couple of skirmishes. Well, there won't be skirmishes, but like, so the fish feed is the name of a battle. I won't tell you who the battle's with, but that's the name of a battle, which I think we're going to get.
Like, we'll get people dying. We'll get places getting set on fire, but
yes,
maybe we won't get any big events. Like significant character.
There's a significant battle that Ryan and I were talking about. It'd be too soon to do it in this season. It'd be way too soon.
Probably, yeah. But just the appearance of the triarchy folks, like
you have to set that up.
Like as soon as that happens, that is like now that's the setup for that. So that could happen very early next season, and I think it should. And you did get it looks like Rhaena. I don't know if they actually showed another dragon or not, but you did get a shot of Rhaena on her fucking mission in that trailer. But I haven't been able to look at it enough to see what all is actually shown in the trailer.
Lots of dragons. There's two dragons. There's
and Cole is feeling pretty bad, you know.
Cole is we march towards our annihilation. Yeah, he's blackbilling a little bit. After what he saw, though, do you blame him? He's like,
no,
man.
If he's aware that there are now more dragons in play than ever, it's gonna be like, well, looks like everything's dead. Clearly a very happy man.
So who is going? Gawain was holding a sword to him at one point. I got to find that too. Hang on.
Yeah, Gawain was there.
Yeah, he had a sword on him. Obviously, that could almost be bait. It could literally be that he holds the sword up for a second and says, "And what have you, Cole?" And then puts it down. Yeah, that's sort of. They often do that with these. They're very sneaky.
There's Loras talking to Aegon. Alicent's yelling at Aemond. There's Harrenhal, Daemon.
I think finally everyone's gonna get their wish, and Daemon's gonna leave Harrenhal at this episode.
You almost want to acknowledge it in universe. Like he looks back, I'll miss Harrenhal.
Him leaving Harrenhal is quite significant too. So,
and I think it all makes sense.
That's looking like he's looking a little mad. Here. I'll show it. It's not like, oh.
I assume it'll be a long episode. Yeah.
Is that...
He looks a bit mad, doesn't he?
Is that Kristen Cole? Like,
yeah.
Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah, there's a shot prior to that one that shows it's definitely Kristen.
Interesting. Overall, good episode, great ending. The ending saved it. Just like last week's episode, the ending kind of made it lame.
I mean, it surprised me a bit. I just wasn't expecting it to go that way. It was good shit.
Dakota Stanton. What was that? Yeah, the ending was. I can't wait to go home and watch that in the home theater. It's a couple days away, though. It's a couple days away. Dakota Stanton for $2. Damn, Oscar Tully. Oscar Tully was great.
Mm-hmm.
That kid was a good actor too. Kind of rare. Dakota Stanton for another $5. Are they mixing Oscar and Bloody Ben? That's a good question. I Bloody Ben is still to come, I think, at this point. So we'll see. The orders, but we'll see. Maybe.
And also after what just happened to the other Blackwood as well.
Yep.
Like, yeah.
Now you have to ask, how are the Blackwoods going to respond to that? You know, so also Oscar's actor is the mayor's son in The Batman. The Batman.
He did look like somewhat familiar, like I'd seen him in a thing before.
Yep. I saw the Penguin trailer in the panel, and it looks like excessively average. Like, it's fine.
I mean, you know, it's just going to always strike me as a strange choice, a Penguin TV show.
Yeah,
not something I need at all.
No, and it feels like they scammed the studio. It's very it's a very Jar Jar Abrams, because Matt Reeves comes from that camp. It's a very Alex Kurtzman thing to do. So like they start pitching and moving projects forward to like keep their jobs around. And the showrunner they have for that show, I had to sit through the panel for the Marvel panel. The panel before it was fucking the ninth circle of hell. It was powerful women in TV. Holy shit. It's the worst panel I've ever fucking seen. It was just all, oh God, every bad thing you could think of. No, because I wanted to die. It was that bad. I'm sure somebody did though. Chris was there with me, and we're just like, holy shit. And they did that panel on purpose before the Marvel panel, so people would actually watch it, because nobody else would have sat through that fucking panel. So they had that panel for a full hall age, and it was, you could hear a pin drop. It was terrible. I digress. The showrunner for Penguin has zero experience, has no writing experience at all.
Really?
None. She's a producer.
You could be a showrunner for season of television, an expensive season of television.
Yeah,
really?
and she's just a producer. She doesn't have any writing credits. It's crazy.
Huh.
Megatour for €5 says, I wonder if they're truly going to have the whole thing that Syria is going to drive a wedge between Rhaenyra and Jace, ruining their relationship.
I think that Rhaenyra and Masari are going to have a wedge driven in their relationship.
Yeah, and I think we just saw the beginning of that, and which would make Masari a much more interesting character, and that would be a consequence of Rhaenyra just fucking trusting this woman like overnight. And if she gets burned by it, then okay. But if it's just like, we're girls and we're sticking together and I'm going to be your confidant the whole time, it's like, that's kind of lame. It's kind of lame. I Lucifer, $19.99 for $5 Australian dollars. You can all be dragon riders. Is Hugh's wife the only one who can see this gamble is insanity?
I'm hoping we have at least one or two characters that can talk to Rhaenyra next episode about how this was nonsense, insanity, and it's going to backfire for sure, or rather already has. But we'll see.
We'll see. Vermithor for $50. Hail. Wasn't my favorite episode, except for the moment in the Riverlands, but the last 25 minutes was some good television. Aemon almost got his ass jumped. Solid design of Silverwing. Hats off to the team. What calms Vermithor? Killing mostly. Hail, boys. Hail.
You know, I was thinking, if they actually just pursued Aemon, they maybe could have killed him. Those, I mean, that's a good set of dragons.
The thing is, but it is also these people's first fucking day on the dragon as well.
That's true.
Like
House of the Dragon effects are way better than Reign of Fire, but I fucking love Reign of Fire. I unapologetically love that
Reign
movie.
of Fire is a lot older.
Yeah.
But one could say it walked so that this could run or something, maybe.
Yes.
I'm sure the technology and the effort in that film must have been moved on to other places.
And what a bonkers concept that I fucking love. You know, it was so cool. Nathan Cassidy for $9.99. Very mixed bag of episode for me. A slow start that was made up for in the second half. I love how Ulf got Silverwing through sheer dumb luck and how Hugh showed how big his balls were. I did too. I like that.
The contrast was good.
Very good. Kyle Vernon for $4.99. The Oscar kid was a real grouch. Oh boy. I appreciate good dad jokes. Beheaded a Blackwood with Dark Sister. Yes. Dark
in front
Sister.
of a weirwood tree. I need to get a Black Sister like replica sword.
You need a Black Sister?
Sorry, Dark Sister. I'm tired.
I got Black Fire. I got
Wait, what time is it for you, Ryan?
It's 12:15.
Yeah, what time is it for you, Mahler?
This is my,
must be nice.
well, this is also my 4th stream of the day, so.
Really?
I don't know what stream I'm on.
What the fuck's wrong with you?
I do Sports Wars, and the last Sunday of every month I do one on RK Outpost Live. Then I do my stream, and then I watch Hot D, and then I come here.
I don't
So,
think
it's a
you're not
long
gonna be able to
day.
beat me and Fringy out. We had 7 hours of our minds being melted by Boogie, so
Well, I tried to watch a little bit of that today too. So
I'm so sorry. But yeah, it's 5 a.m. for me. I'll probably sleep after this.
Okay. And we are on a time limit tonight. So, okay. I didn't give him his next rim shot though. Beheaded at Blackwood with a Dark Sister. All right, you earned it. You earned it. Mikey Gussler for $10. What's up, Mikey? Better episode than last one. I agree. I think once all the episodes of season 2 are out, we'll get a better picture of the whole thing. Definitely excited to see what season 3 will bring to the table. I will too. I'm really looking forward to the next episode, and I'm really kind of bummed it's going.
speaking of Black Sister, do you guys like my new shirt that I got?
Oh no!
Somebody
Big
sent
fan of the
it
Marvels,
in the
huh?
PO box.
Somebody
I can
sent
wear it out in public.
Black girl magic.
That's right.
That's right. That's right.
Yes. I'm inclined to agree, though. With this last episode, we'll see season 2 in full, but season 3 is going to have to be insane with the amount of variables in play now. It's going to be rare to get an episode where something significant doesn't happen.
There's a lot of big things that I think will happen in season 3. If it's confirmed,
that's a really specific statement. Thank you, Ryan.
I can't fucking say anything. I got these two motherfuckers on here. I can't say anything. I got people in the chat when something happens in the show that didn't happen in the books, and I say that didn't happen in the book. They're like, you spoiled it. Fuck you.
No,
like, what am I supposed
it's
to
not
say?
a spoiler to say that didn't happen in the books.
That's what
Yeah,
we always said we're going to talk about
that.
Yeah, we're going to talk about up to where the show catches up with the books. We're going to talk about, like, I will say, hey, that part was not in the book, guys. And they go, oh, that's interesting. I think that's actually a better decision or a worse decision. We're going to do that. I could definitely say there'll be more battles next season. If there's only 4 seasons. But here's the problem this show has in the future, still has now. I was concerned about it before it came out. Is this source material introduces a lot of characters, forgets about characters for a very long time. So you're going to have to get used to a lot of new characters each season. And can it keep that up? I think Ulf and Hugh finally paid off, right? We were just seeing little stuff. We're like, I don't know about these guys. I don't know. They better be really good. I still think we're out. I still think the judgment is out on Addam and Alan. I don't find them particularly interesting. They're not in it very much. They're being set up, so hopefully they will be later. But right now, they're just kind of there.
I was going to say, all 4 of who you just mentioned, we're kind of waiting for them to get more stuck into anything. They're sort of around for now.
I think Hugh had the most meat and the coolest shit in his backstory. I like the difference between Addam and Alan. Like, even though they're brothers, they want extremely very different fucking things. And one of them now has a fucking dragon. The other one just wants to fucking do his ships. And it's going to be interesting to see how Corlys deals with them. Now that the only things he has left are his granddaughters, there's no actual male heirs that he has that are of his blood.
Yep. And I want to see more magic next season, which we might see. So, yeah, Mikey, cool. John Getz for $5. Only major gripe was they should have tested one at a time. The guys were actually right. Might have gotten caught in some crossfire. Yeah, they might have lost some like true like. That
well,
might
I
be
mean,
part of the story.
you almost got burned, right?
Yes.
So it's totally right. It's a very inefficient way of doing that test.
Lilac and Snot.
I honestly think Rhaenyra was hoping that Vermithor would choose someone, like the same way that it like happened with Addam.
Maybe
I think she was hoping that you present enough people and Vermithor would choose one of them like as a worthy person. That fucking backfired.
Yep.
Well, he was too hungry.
Yeah, should have.
Yeah, maybe feed him beforehand.
He needed to gorge.
Oscar Tully might just be my new favorite. Way to put Daemon in his place, kid. Also, thinking they're going to do away with Nettles and have Rhaena claim Sheep Stealer, I honestly wouldn't mind that change. I think a lot of show watchers probably won't.
I think a lot of book readers are going to be pissed.
Really pissed.
I don't particularly care.
Me neither.
I don't actually think that Nettles is a very compelling character at all. So like I'm not really going to have too big of a problem with it. It is definitely a change, though.
It is funny.
If you track her story, it has just been give me a dragon, give me a dragon, give me a dragon, give me a dragon. Now she seems to just
it
gonna
does
get one.
really make sense for that. Yes.
It does.
Yeah.
And I guess we can say it because Nettles isn't going to be in the story, dude. Like she's
at
out.
this point, like
She's
with
out.
what they've introduced with Rhaena, Nettles,
So-
the only actual little brown girl that was supposed to be in
Yes.
this is being replaced by another little brown girl who is
Yes.
in this.
So it's pretty much the only character in the book that was that they specifically described as a brown girl, and they took her away. So
Replaced with another brown girl
yeah,
who's described as white.
yes. Lilac and Snozberries, thank you for the $19.99. I appreciate it. Mikey Gussler for $10. Well, that's the game of identity politics, guys. That's just how it goes.
Bro, in any other fucking like some of the chats that are going by in any other fucking show or stream or whatever, it would like not make any sense. Someone just says Daemon better fuck his daughter then. Like it's just those sentences that are uttered in this stream right now.
Oh my god. He's Targaryen, so all bets are off. Mikey Gussler for $10. I watched the inside of the episode. Why? Don't do that with these shows. And it's revealed that it was Patty's idea to have Viserys look like he did in episode 8. Well, that's a good idea, by the
That
way.
was a good decision, yeah.
Yep.
I would argue that's the more important part of that scene to illustrate the point.
And they were probably like, hey, you're coming back for a cameo, so you don't have to put on the makeup. He's all, no. We need to put on the makeup. Like, that needs to happen.
Going doing the full thing.
Fuck yeah. The man was robbed. That was the best performance of that year. Like, he was so fucking good. It's going to be remembered as the best performance for a season in all of Game of Thrones. Period.
Nobody understood how he didn't win shit tons of awards for that one.
Yeah, it was fucking stupid. When he talks to Daemon about wanting the crown, symbolically, it's brilliant. I could not agree more, Mikey. Could not agree more. Dragon expressions were done great. Love watching them size people up and love how quickly like to pull the rug out and get some fried dinner, says John. Yes. Thank you, John. Yeah, they did that really well. Jace is just mad because his dragon is smaller. Small dragon energy. Kyle Vernon.
Damn.
Yeah. I love seeing Daemon getting punked by Oscar. That was really good. Well done.
It's like it's earned too, because Daemon's completely out of his element here, while that kid would only be in his element.
Maybe through Simon Strong, but Daemon learned a lesson from Oscar.
Yeah. That's
He
true.
learned
He
a
did.
lesson. Yes.
Yeah.
Mikey Gussler for $10 says Mikey loves Jay Longbone, and so do I, by the way. Just want to point that out there. So do I, and so does everybody here. Gary, you must bring Jay Longbone on FNT on the 23rd of August for the discussion of the Crow remake. Oh, that might be a good idea. You know, she's been on this movie since the trailer and did an excellent video on it. It would be good. Rat? Good rat?
That's an EFAP thing.
Okay.
Be good, rat.
Be good, rat. I was like, why'd you call me a rat? I never snitched on anybody. Ever.
It's good rat. Good rat.
Snitches end up in ditches, man. Or it's not stitches. It's fucking ditches. Sean Bryant for $4.99. Thank you very much. Thank you. I forgot the Crow is coming out. Yeah, I'll watch that monstrosity. But there's only one Crow movie, and the original Crow is like one of my all-time favorite films. Period. So good. Thank you for the $4.99, Sean. Caesar Sosa for $1.99. Oscar's brain and balls are too big to be a Tully. Yeah, it's a good Tully.
That goat, by the way, Damon's seen it before in Harrenhal.
Yes, he has.
Before. Yeah.
That's actually who Alice Rivers is.
What's the help me chat? What's the goat that they worship in Essos? I can't remember if it's Essos or Sothros. There's a goat that's worshipped. It's called God. Sorry, guys, hang on.
While you're looking,
someone says Black Phillip. Is that the name?
It's the goat? It's the black goat. Yeah, it's the black goat is the main god worshipped in the free city of Kohar. Yeah, the black goat.
Neat.
I know it's not the black goat, but I just had to think of that. Vermithor burns. Oh, so go on. Sorry, go on.
I was just checking. The reason why I saw that, I was looking at a scene in episode 4 to check Oscar's introduction. He is like putting on a great performance because it's not just like attitude and what he says; it's physical. Like he's awkward. He steps wrong and sits wrong.
Yeah.
He's a little liar. Like a really good one.
No, he like I remember like his sword was awkward. Like he didn't know like right where to put it because Daemon was
didn't know how to, like,
too close to him. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. That was all bullshit. That kid, good for him. Vermithor burns Masiri alive for 10 out of 10 episode. I would love it. Lucifer. What's everyone's top 3 episodes of the season at this point? Sean Bryant, $4.99.
4 is number 1.
Yep.
Probably 4. This one. 5 or 2. Probably. I'd have to like relook at all of them because they're kind of blending together a little bit.
Yeah, I like 5.
4 is a clear winner for me, but I can't think of how I would order the rest.
Yeah.
I'd have to rewatch it.
Also, so did Simon know or not about how Oscar was doing his shit? Because now I'm looking over.
I don't know. I don't remember that part. We were talking earlier about Simon raising him or whatever.
No, I think I just checked. I was wrong about that.
Okay.
The reason I got confused is he looks at him when he says father.
You are like eyes on Simon Strong like every fucking moment.
Yeah,
unironically, yes.
No, I don't think Simon. His look was oh shit, like.
But he must be familiar with some of this, right? Because
he's more worried about like how Daemon's going to respond, because Simon would know like this is how shit goes. Like,
it's just because Daemon's look, I thought was being like, why the fuck didn't you prep me for this shit? You know what I mean? So I just want, because I kind of need to look over the scenes because I'm curious about the full dynamic now. There was an implication. You remember we were talking about it in the last episode where Simon has an expression that kind of gives off that he knows more about what's going on than he's let on. But now I'm just like, I don't know what that is.
Now you feel like you're looking too much into everything.
Maybe not. Who knows?
Maybe, but I think Simon fully knows what's going on in Harrenhal. I think he does. I think he knows Daemon's tripping. I think he knows Alice is either putting some in his drink or sleeping on a werewood bed, being in that castle is really fucking with him.
Especially now that we know that Larys's father blamed Alice for what happened to him. So you would think that his brother would fucking very much like understand that as well. Yeah. Where's Alice? Alice was still at the fucking Tully's house.
Maybe.
Apparently.
Mikey Gussler for $10. Mauler, I watched you and Echo Chamberlain's live stream earlier, and you said Fellowship is your favorite Lord of the Rings film. If you all had to rank the films from favorite to least favorite, what would it be? Oh boy, I hate that question.
Well, I said on that stream myself, controversially, I guess, Fellowship is my favorite, then Return of the King, then Two Towers.
I think I agree on that as well. Fellowship lays down so much needed and valuable groundwork for the rest of the trilogy, relies on. How much is that worth?
What's my favorite to watch? Two Towers. I freaking love Two Towers. Absolutely adore Two Towers. But I watch them. I don't watch one at a time. There is no instance where I'm like, I'm just watching one Lord of the Rings film. I watch it all three, all the way through. It is one film. But like Two Towers, I fucking love Two Towers. I love
You
how
ever
it
sit
starts.
down and you're like, let me just throw on the extended edition of Return of the King for 4 hours. You never have that?
No, yeah, I don't think I've ever actually watched any of them without doing the whole three.
Yeah. But no, not the third one. I've never done. I've not sat down. I just want to watch Return of the King. No. Now Hobbit, I've done that a bunch because I watch Unexpected Journey and then not watch the other two. So,
I'll watch Riddles in the Dark and I'll watch the Smaug conversations all the time out of context. But yeah, I haven't watched the Hobbit films through in forever.
Jeffrey says no Tom Bombadil nor no Glorfindel ruined Fellowship for me. Well, you're in luck because both those characters are going to be in Rings of Power. So.
Well, Glorfindel's not going to be in it, but
did you see what they said?
Bombadil will be.
There was an interview where somebody teased that.
I guess no, really?
Yeah.
So they're trying to one up. Arwen gets his glory, steals Glorfindel's glory, but no Tom Bombadil. I honestly don't. They left him out of the radio series too, the BBC one. I'm fine with it.
I'll see if I can find that because
There
was some question. Here you go. The article Glorfindel is coming to Lord of the Rings, Rings of Power. Here's what you need to know.
Is he going to be the gay character?
Oh God!
Did you know they've
already been
that?
introduced though, right?
Yeah, apparently that one's already been introduced.
According to Patrick McKay and JD Payne, Glorfindel is coming to Rings of Power. But anyway, that's a different thing. We can get through these super chats.
Yeah. Month away, guys. A month and 1 day away from the Rings of Power. I'm sure you're really excited. Oscar Tully is no Muppet. Little dude showed Daemon who the real power in the Riverlands is and what understanding your people will get. Yes. Taught him a lesson. Just because you see a black guy riding your dragon doesn't mean he stole it. That dragon stole the black guy. Straight out of Flea Bottom for $4.99. Damn it. That was good. This might have been the best episode this season. Even the White Worm didn't manage to ruin it.
She tried.
Though I was worried each time I saw her. This is up there because of the ending. This is up there. Got to say it's up there. Roundira the Cruel for $4.99. What sword design is better, Blackfire or Dark Sister? Blackfire went from gold in episode 1, season 2 to silver now, 7 out of 10, but don't think they're getting another episode 8, sadly.
I don't think it changed.
Yeah, Blackfire.
It was the lighting or something.
It's bigger.
Like Blackfire is bigger, but I would rather fight with fucking Dark Sister than Blackfire.
Yeah, it's not about how big it is, but
it is. Yeah, fucking is.
Somebody sent me this. Look at this.
Oh, that's awesome.
Shad'll probably hate it, but
yeah,
he hates everything.
He kind of does, but we love him.
House of the Dragon, though.
He likes House of the Dragon. How you doing, Shad? You out there? You're out there. You're probably up. Viking Beach Bump for $2. Oscar Tully is an insolent little shite. I like him. I did too. I like them too. How are we doing on time? Okay. The Darvider for $5. Hi, guys. Been enjoying House of the Dragon in spite of George R. R. Martin. I'm here to remind Gary Valerian is a race and Valeria. I always get a mix. I don't care.
I like how you literally put it there and you said them basically the same way. Anyway.
I will continue to say them the same way. I know the difference in my head, and I'm mostly just reading this stuff. So it's
have you heard George explaining why so many names are the same and stuff? Because I heard a clip of it recently, and I thought it was kind of fun.
Valeria and Valaria. Okay, I know.
He said
Valeria and Valaria.
Some straightforward, basic advice he got when his first writing was never name two characters with the same letter to start. And he was like, yeah, it's good advice to stick to, less confusion. But when it came to writing A Song of Ice and Fire and stuff like it, he realized he had far more than 24, 25 characters, right? Like to deal with. So what's the plan? And apparently he just went to history to look for inspiration on how to name shit. And then he was like, oh my God. And he traced families. You guys know how much he's drawn from history for a lot of the plot lines in this. And just realized how many people would just have the same names throughout all of history, or names that are close enough because of, drawing on the past for power and symbolic stuff like that. Which is what inspired him to do it with A Song of Ice and Fire and fucking Elden Ring, which gets incredibly difficult to track the characters because so many similar names. Yeah, I don't know. Interesting, but at the same time, a nightmare for a lot of fans trying to keep everything straight.
It took a lot of people a long time to get the characters straight in season 1 of this show.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and because they're Valerian, they're fucking. It's all like I've read A Song of Ice and Fire a lot more, and there's fucking Starks and there's Tullys and there's Freys and like normal fucking names. Way easy to remember.
That's true. Even the Starks, there's like 1,000 Starks named Brandon Stark.
Yeah, they all have the same fucking name, Brandon.
They're actually all the same person. They're just a time traveler.
Yeah,
that is a theory out there that all Brandon Starks are the same Brandon Stark.
Oscar Tully should get a dragon after that speech. I am Garrett for $2. Henrik Thorson Eisenshen for 100 Norwegian krona. As someone who just had his tip snipped, what?
Like you just got circumcised or what?
Really?
I guess so.
I empathized a lot with Aegon trying to walk. Oh, okay. Unless you really have to keep that cap. Oh, holy shit. Keep that cap on your penis. That's the way to go. Also, pretty good episode. Holy fucking what?
Keep the guy actually worded it so it was safe and you made it not safe.
Keep the cap on your penis. The way to go.
You can say fucking penis.
He's like, keeping the cap on your pen is the way to go. Just a nice little euphemism. And then you're like, penis.
Keep the cap on your penis, the way to go.
I got so hung up on you actually fucking are talking about getting fucking circumcised in the fucking super chats, and you're worried about my reading of them? Shit. Good God.
Imagine getting circumcised at like age 30 or something.
Why?
Like,
there must have been.
Well, I mean, to be fair, he said unless you really have to. There are medical reasons for it sometimes, right? Or...
Very true. Very true. Yeah.
Yeah. It's best to be
I
like.
just can imagine that drastic a change in your penis at like that time in your life. Like you get it done when you're a kid. Nobody fucking knows any better. I'm like, look at that thing. That looks fucking good. That's like a very good looking dick. Doesn't have a bunch of extra skin on me. All right. So cool with it. But I don't know how I'd feel about that if it happened when I was in my 30s or something.
I can tell you how you feel. No one would fucking agree to it. No man wants anyone doing that, especially when they're familiar with the state of
amount of money or drugs for the pain or none. No, fuck no. Hell no. There must be.
It can go very wrong.
I'm sorry
too.
You're going through it, and thank you. Sorry, we're fucking clowning you, dude. We're terrible. I hope you're okay.
You fucking put this entire thing together. You're totally fine with us fucking fooling around, joking with it a little bit. All right. You got bigger things to worry about. You just got half your dick chopped off.
It's kind of like admitting to a crowd of people you waxed your balls. You know, it's just the kind of thing you're never going to live down again. You might want to change your screen name, Henrik, because you're going to hear about it's Henrik. Oh, dude, the guy who got circumcised when he was 40. Sorry, dude. Wet Boss for $19.99. Do any of you remember Doomcock condemning this series after the funeral episode where they used the dark filter. I wonder if he secretly watches it but can't say anything because he said he was done with it. I'd recommend he watch it.
I think I remember what the episode, because it's a constant problem that everyone tries to solve in different ways. How do you shoot dark scenes, but not in a way that they're so dark you can't see anything, and you can get awkward results, I guess.
Oh, was that from season one?
Yeah,
when
season one,
Rhaenyra's funeral, right? Yeah.
Seven. Yeah,
I think so.
They definitely used it.
Yeah, it was all filmed in the sun, and they made it
shot day
dark.
for night. Yep, some stuff they used to do back in the day.
Like, but to me, that episode was not like wasn't like Battle of Winterfell. Like, the only thing that you had a difficult time seeing was the sex sequence, which I think was kind of like intended that way between Daemon and Rhaenyra. But everything else, when it was clearly supposed to be like it was getting dark, you could see everything fine.
Yep.
Yeah.
Big flipping boss for $5. I said it before. They shouldn't. They should have really put a big bucket of water in that dragon pit. In fact, make it bigger. Yes. Something. But just
put a big rock there that you can hide behind.
Yeah.
Whenever the dragon gets mad.
Dirt is king for $10. Hail. Hard Hugh Hammer. The HHH that Westeros deserves. Ulf, the Dragon Lord, was drinking and flying, and most important, Daemon getting shown up by Lord Oscar the Grouch Tully. He is a little lord. He's a great little lord, by the way. Hugh couldn't fail. He has to go see his wife's brother in Tumbleton.
Mentions of
Tumbleton. Sam Wallace Art, $5. I thought Oscar was forcing a sword on Daemon's mate. Was a reversal on Joffrey forcing Ned's axing. Also, bonus, Viserys scene happy noises. Yeah, we love seeing Viserys. We love seeing Viserys. Double Uwu7 says, I'm unironically a Valerian supremacist. How can you not be? Hail the Dragon Lords. Well, Daemon is for sure. Your mother was a hamster and your father smelt of elderberries. Now go away before I taunt you a second time. David Hand for 50. Mahler does all the work and Gary reaps all the benefits. Hi, Ryan and Fringy. What?
My goodness. Somebody finally recognizes it.
This is all the way back to Mahler explaining how to share the screen.
I understand that. He shared a screen and moved some stuff forward. That's all the work.
Yes, it is.
Dude, streaming ain't easy. My social battery is just fucking wiped out. You guys don't understand how hard it is to turn on a camera and you're fucking connect to the internet and bullshit for 3 hours. Really hard. Joseph for $19.99. I haven't done appointment TV in a long time. Nostalgic. Yeah. I think we talk about that every Sunday. It's like, it's nice hearing that theme. It's nice going back to this. I like it. I missed it.
I'm gonna miss it when it's gone again. I'll be like, well, that was fun.
Is there any good shows? Those About to Die. I think it's Those About to Die. I saw the first episode. It was pretty good. Burned through Cobra Kai in like a day, Ryan. Because they're all half-hour episodes.
I did too, and I was fine with it.
Yeah,
I expected that it was going to be bad or something the way people were talking about it. And it's like,
have you heard? This is I got no other context, but Drinker talked about it on Open Bar, and he said he thought it was bad.
I disagree.
Okay. I thought it was fine.
Fight.
Like I thought that especially like the last couple episodes like really ramped up and they switched some things around and you saw where the tension's going to be and shit. I was fine with it.
How's the release working? You've got something like a third of a season now and you'll get another third later and then another third later.
5 episodes now, 5 episodes 2 months from now, 5 episodes like 2 months from then, something like that.
It's the worst decision imaginable. It's like either make it weekly or release it all at once.
Two months pod is too long.
Fucking retarded.
Well, the way Arcane did it, I don't know what you think of this, Gary, but they did 3 episodes every week, Fringy?
3 episodes every week, I believe.
That's stupid too.
I think so. It turns out 1 per week is just do that. It worked for years. Just do that.
Yeah, I think Netflix is, well, for one, they're the king, so they can do what the fuck they want right now. They'll get away with it, and they'll make gobs of money. But I think they're prideful too, and they just really don't. They think the binge model is like part of their brand.
I suppose what's interesting though is that they tend to do more staggered releases, not necessarily weekly, but definitely for their bigger shows. Because they did it with Stranger Things, the 2-part finale.
Stranger Things was weird, that release, because especially not just the amount of episodes they'll release at any given time, but also the length of them. Didn't they say that the next season they're all going to be movie length or something, like all the episodes
For Stranger Things?
Yep.
Yeah, it's getting...
Yeah, and that is how the last couple episodes of last season were. Like, they were fucking really long.
Huge. They were.
And I saw David Harbour, and he had his beard back, and his head was shaved.
For a Guardian.
Yeah, so as Red Guardian, he came out in costume, and there was a whole gag like nobody came in costume. He's like, I'm the only motherfucker who came in costume, motherfucker, at Hall H. But he had all his weight back, so it wasn't skinny. So he's chunky David Harbour again, and his head was shaved. And I know he's filming Stranger Things right now. He's not filming Thunderbolts. Thunderbolts is pretty much done. So yeah,
right.
Maybe he is though. But
in any case, I was going to bring up that Netflix seem to just do whatever the hell they want because of the fact that they can do whatever the hell they want. But it is curious because watching them do that with what could be considered their most popular shows makes you wonder if that's what they believe is the best way to do it for engagement, right?
They 100%. I don't think they're not willing to do weekly, but the reason they're stretching it out is because even they know internally that gives you the best bang for your buck, you know?
I mean, I don't know, man. I think it's funny how everyone's trying to find a solution to a problem that doesn't exist. Just release them weekly.
The thing is, if you're going to do that, you have to you can't just start making a fucking show and then 2 years later when the show's finally like ready to come out, then you decide, well, let's just put these out weekly. Because some shows aren't made like that, right?
Yeah.
Well, you're talking about shows that are like unsatisfying to watch if you don't see at least 3 at once.
Or just like if your plan is to put them all fucking out, you can get away with a little more things in terms of not leaving on something that like makes someone want that next episode badly if the option is just there to watch the entire thing at once.
Yeah. So
now, you still do want people to continue to watch, but what I'm saying is if you're planning to have a weekly release schedule, I think you would construct it differently. You would have each episode end in like a way that you really want people to be invested in. Oh, I need to know what happens next.
So the way episodes were constructed when there was commercials is each scene left on a cliffhanger.
Yes.
So if it's weekly and it's part of an arc, right? It's not just episodic. You would have to end on kind of a cliffhanger, like dun dun dun, or something dramatic.
Yeah,
which they could do. I still believe like something like One Piece, if they released it weekly, would have been fucking great. It would have been fine. It would have been around a lot longer. And here's the other thing is it doesn't make it when you release everything at once and then you take two years, you feel all of that 2 years. When you release something weekly and it goes over a couple of months, you don't feel all of that 2 years.
And then of course,
it shouldn't take and also streaming seasons are like so short. These like 8 episode, like even House of the Dragon, fucking 8 episodes is short, but it is like the premium weekly release model that's been established for a while from HBO. Like something like Cobra Kai, I don't think it would have worked weekly release because we've just been trained fucking differently now in the streaming world.
Yeah, I don't think it would have.
Like a 27 minute fucking comedy, like lighthearted. I just don't know if that would have the same power that their binge model did in the beginning. Now, if they were going into it realizing, then that might be a different story. But
yeah, you're right.
Like they went into this one saying, "Hey, we're going to do 3 separate, very full, complete 5-episode arcs," and they made it that way to release that way.
Yeah. Kenneth Dowling for $10. Nerdrotic, I saw your most recent video with Mark Millar. who's actually called Miller, but I call him Mark Millar because I've been doing it for 20 years. I told him himself that I'm not changing it. Always good to see him. Genius writer. Yes, he is. On Comic-Con, I heard they charge cash for meet and greets for actors. Good seeing you guys. Peace. They used to, yes. I think that's pretty much the same thing, but Comic-Con's different from like MegaCon. MegaCon is a for-profit convention. So they can really pull in those actors, and those actors can charge $600 a signature. It doesn't fucking matter. Comic-Con's a different beast. They like to think they're better than everybody else. So I think I don't know if they curtail that or not. I don't go to I don't meet those actors and pay their shit to get them signed. I don't. So I don't know how it goes. I know it used to be like $20 or something back in the day, way back in the day. But they used to be nonprofit. I don't think they're nonprofit anymore. But this is probably the second last year. This was the second last year in San Diego, and Comic-Con will fall. I know Campy, I'm trying to make a good argument like it belongs in Vegas. Campy doesn't know what the fuck he's talking about. Comic-Con will not work in Vegas. It will never work in Vegas.
Is it when you say it's second last year, do you mean like that they're not in San Diego anymore?
Contract is up. Yeah, contract is up. And just the quick story on it is the hotel. Like San Diego is a tourist town. It's got the most temperate climate in the entire continental United States. And summertime is their big year because it doesn't get super hot here. It's like 75. It's like pretty mild, right? But it's nice. They got nice beaches. So the hotels don't have to give so they sell blocks of hotel seats to Comic-Con attendees at a discount rate. And they're like, we don't have to do that. We can overcharge and we'll get the money. So, they have this negotiation on and off, but it's been getting worse as time goes on. Plus they need to expand the convention center. But there's nowhere to go. Because they closed down most of like the gas lamp, this area of downtown, they shut it down. They closed the streets, and it's part of the con now. It's like this huge city festival. It's like, it's nerdy gras. It's nerdy gras.
Right. And like if you moved it to somewhere else, they might not even be in a position to facilitate that. Right.
Yeah. You're not in a position in downtown LA to close any parts of the street because you'll run into a fentanyl zombie, and you're not in a position to do that in Las Vegas because there really isn't a downtown other than the Strip. And you can't put up any advertisement that's not a casino. So Comic-Con can't put giant Spider-Man on the side of fucking hotels. You can't do that in Vegas. So yeah, he doesn't know what he's talking about. Like a con would work fine in Vegas, but like the con, San Diego, no, would not. Would not. It would just die. It would just become another con. And there's other cons that are getting good.
It is dead.
Well, we'll be next year.
There was more people at Orlando MegaCon than San Diego Comic-Con.
Man, I guess that's interesting because now it's making me think of how E3 just kind of died, just like unceremoniously came to an end.
So
biggest gaming expo in the world. Well, yeah, actually, I think Gamescom got bigger, or Gamescom got bigger because that's like a fan one. Fans can go. It's not just press.
There was more people inside the con probably because there was 150,000. And you're right about E3, by the way. And that's what could happen. It'll just go somewhere and just fucking fade away. So there's 150,000 at MegaCon inside. Yeah. There's 125 at San Diego.
130 or something. Yeah.
Yeah, 130. But there's 1 million people downtown every day.
Very true. Yeah.
Yeah. So
I think it seems like an important aspect of it is there a need to have an in-person event, or is it the kind of thing that you could get away with streaming and people would watch it? And so with something like E3, most people's engagement with it is just going to be watching a stream. And if you're like PlayStation or Xbox, is it better to have your own day where it's all about you, or to share it with Ubisoft and to share it with EA, to share it with your competitors instead of dominating the news for like a week or two? I'm not sure if it's quite analogous with for films or television or anything like that, but I'm not sure.
Yeah, I think it probably does go to Vegas, and it just fades in, and it wouldn't be special there because you're competing with Vegas, right? It just wouldn't be special. Sorry, my son just text me. Give me just a second.
Mechatar for 5. The Black Goat. Actually, it says, the Black Goat is a great omen if you're from Kohar.
Yep. That's what I was thinking.
It could just be like a bad omen, like a black goat, black sheep, like just a bad thing. Fucking dark shit going on.
Badass 447 for 50 says, love you guys. Keep up the good work. What is it you like most about the show? The writing, end of story. Production value is great, but it's all held together by really fucking good writing.
Yep.
I like that I care about these characters and
Yep.
like what their motivations are and what happens to them. And also dragons.
One of my favorite scenes are just quiet conversations, two people in a room.
Dude, the council scenes are some of the best. They're freaking great. Sophie B2 for 10,900 Chilean pesos. Hi from Chile. Hey, what's up? Alicent in the woods when her son needs her so badly, the worst mother ever. And finally, we can see Rhaenyra being evil looking at everyone, dying to find her riders. Yeah. There's some characterization that needs to happen, and I think it's starting to happen.
They haven't shied away from showing consistently how bad of a mother Alicent is. They haven't told us they've ended up awful, but shown her being loving. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
they've actually committed to her being really fucking bad at this job.
Yes, absolutely. Magnum Norris for $20. I found Game of Thrones gay stuff kind of abnormal, but not out of place for the world. I think HBO is playing up drama with Daemon, but haphazardly. As far as being gay in the world of Ice and Fire, as far as the books are concerned, it is frowned upon by the Sept. It is frowned upon by certain houses, but a lot of houses have gay sons and daughters, and they just accept it and they say, hey, don't flaunt it. Be ready to do your duty when you need to do your duty. They even have in this book, in Fire and Blood, a maester of the Citadel saying, listen, when they were talking about Rhaenyra, he said, I don't like seafood, but if somebody serves it, I eat it. That's the attitude.
Would you remember?
That's kind of the line with Rhaenyra in Rhaenyra.
They reused it too. Yeah.
Every time there was ever a conversation between Tywin and Olenna, it was 12 out of 10 quality. And there was that one time where she asked him if he ever did anything with stable boys. He was like, no. But she was like, never.
Yep. That was funny, by the way. Damn, Gary, you just showed your
probably humanity.
My dumbinity too. My humanity. Thank you for existing in this harsh, cruel world. You're a light in a dark place. Well, thanks, badass 447 for 50. I appreciate it. We're gonna have to end it there. Don't let it get around that I have humanity, please. Apparently, Chris was telling this story. I don't know if he wants me to tell it, but I think it's the girl from Black Girl Nerds. He ran into her on the way back from a bar in 1 a.m, and she wanted to talk about the fucking acolyte. and she hates me.
Us.
So, us. Yes, all of us. She hates. And she's made no secret about it. I ran into her in Vegas. She was talking to Alan and just wouldn't even look at me. It was so funny. And I'm sitting there I knew she was not trying not to look at me. So I'm staring at her the whole time. You had to be there. It was fucking funny. It's fun.
Well, every time I mention their channel, it's because they get some interview with someone super famous. And I'm always it's crazy how these people come onto these dog shit fucking channels with people that are fucking nobodies. So I can understand why she might not be fans of me,
Yeah, whatever, fuck her.
And the way I say Black Girl Nerds, she probably doesn't like that either.
Chris was yeah, she's telling me how much she loves the acolyte. It's it's 1 a.m. I'm walking home. Who gives a shit? Good times. I'm
sure she'd probably be cool to go out and get a drink with.
I don't know about that.
I don't know. I'm just trying to say something nice.
Why now? Because we're ending the show.
Out.
So we're gonna.
Black women love me. It might be the shirt. So.
The ones from last week and the ones from this week, I'm gonna get those on the finale, which is next week when I'm home. and it sounds like they're doing some construct. I'm in a duplex, right? So it sounds like they're doing construction. It's almost 10 o'clock at night. It's a good time to do it. I don't know what the fuck they're doing in there. Maybe they're hiding bodies. Not sure. But yeah, we're going to end it here. So I'll get the rest next week on the finale, which, I mean, you guys don't have to stay for it'll be a long show, by the way. You guys don't have to stay for the whole thing, but I think we should bring Shad on too. And Fringy. I think you should both be here.
Ooh, yay.
You should both be here. So there you go. But you guys just stay as long as you like. So thanks to the Nerdrotics. Thanks to everyone who left super chat and donation. I like this episode a lot. I really love doing this. It's kind of a bummer. It's going to be gone next week. And then we have to wait 2 fucking years. Hopefully it's not that long of a wait. Apparently they had the scripts ready and they were going to turn around faster.
Oh, that'd be good.
That would be good. Mahler, what do you got coming up?
Funnily enough, it would be Sleep. Yes, House of the Dragon coverage as well, though, because we're trying to do some of that on EFAP. We completed the 13-hour boogie adventure.
Jesus,
parts 1 and 2. It's a full history. If you weren't aware of what Boogie has done to the world, we went through it all, so it's all there for your enjoyment. Meanwhile, we're sort of just recovering.
A little bit, yeah.
I'm going to stream with Mahler again in 14 hours.
Oh, shit, yeah. I got to go to sleep for that, too. We got
Stargrift
boys.
Oh, back. Stargrift is back. Yeah, baby. Hell yeah. Oh, I can listen to you guys when I'm driving. That's fucking awesome. Let's go.
Talking about Acolyte,
because everybody's just talking about the only Star Wars display at Comic-Con was Acolyte costumes, dude. And the fucking lightsabers, Ryan, the hilts are this big.
They're thick.
So fucking huge. Yeah.
They're made by women who desperately need a dick, so they made them as big and girthy as they could.
God, they're like massive. Yeah, everybody was clowning. It's so funny. Someday, guys, I will tell you who's clowning this show. I will tell you where they're from. A company called Disney. So fucking funny. It is so good. And hey, one of the rumors I knew got blasted at Comic-Con.
Crazy, huh?
Crazy. That whole Doctor Doom thing. But there you go. What do you got coming up, Fringy?
Well, I'm in the same boat, recovering from the Boogie EFAP stream. Acolyte's finished. Just working away, editing dungeon in my little cave. The usual.
Good. That's where you editors belong, in a cave, doing what you're told.
No, I love it.
Hear that, Garrett?
I love it. When I see the sun, it's like, oh, jeez, I don't like that. It hurts me.
That's good. That's good. Yes. Find an isolationist editor. I don't like outside, like with agoraphobia. That's the perfect editor. Ryan, what do you got coming up?
Just more videos and streams and a bunch of other shit. Putting out an Acolyte video because Soul is benignly sexist for wanting to control Ocean.
Wait, sorry, what?
Yeah, Soul, like
new law.
Yeah, Leslie Headland gave an interview where she basically said that because Soul wasn't allowing Osha to have her agency and like was trying to direct her what she should do in the world, that he was being benignly sexist. And even by saying at the end when he was getting choked to death that it's okay, that was removing some of her agency, like trying to tell her that.
Oh my God, this bitch won't shut up. Shut up, Leslie Headland. Go the fuck away.
Has to stop doing these interviews. Like, it's actually insane how many insane, stupid things she said in these interviews.
She is functionally retarded. How in the fuck did she get a job? I don't know. Like, people are like, you like House of the Dragon, but you don't like Acolyte. You can't put. They're not on the same level. Okay. I mean, do I have to say that out loud? They're one is trash, one is absolute trash, and one is really good. Good God. Oh,
I can't believe I cannot believe that they actually like wrote the ending that way. That like Soul he gets choked to death, and then they run off free to have their little adventures, and then all of the blame for everything that happened is pinned on him.
And he's victimizing Osha as he's dying. His last act was fuck off.
That's actually crazy.
And it's described as the positive corruption of OSHA. That's how
Positive
Leslie
what?
Headland described it.
Oh my gosh, she did hang around Harvey Weinstein way too fucking long.
God,
Yep.
that show was terrible.
She
we get
is-
to
That's
12
why
out
they
of 10.
didn't add Plagueis at the
Oh.
end. Plagueis was supposed to be like at the end, but they didn't want to do that because they didn't want to ruin the good feeling that you have when she fully embraces like the dark side
The
and
good
that
feeling.
she's in a partnership with Kymir, both in the dark side and romantically.
Fuck that show,
Oh
that
my
show is so
God.
embarrassing. I can't believe it got made. There cannot be a season 2. If anybody who was making the decisions is rational, there is no way that they get a second
There's
season.
nobody rational at Lucasfilm. Lucasfilm
I guess not,
is
because like it might get a second season. It might.
Lucasfilm is filled with backstabbers and lickspittles. That's all it is. It's a horrible organization apparently to work with, and it's filled with horrible people like Pablo Hidalgo, who's a piece of shit, in my opinion. We're gonna end it there. House of Dragons, awesome though.
Yeah.
It is.
And we will see you guys next time.
One
Thank
more
you very much.
episode.
One more episode.
One more.
Bye bye.
Bye.
See you, everybody.